What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 34 and the final, or actually, it's January 2nd. Fuck it. This is the first episode of 2022 / last episode of 2021. And we're going to be bringing you the 2021 recap and our personal awards. So we got all the trophies lined up, ready to ship them out to all the producers and directors and developers. We just have to announce it here first. But
big production.
Before we get to that, it's been a couple weeks since I personally have been on here. It's been 2 weeks since the rest of us have been on here. So, John, bring us up to speed with how you capped off your year of the Lord 2021.
Capping. Yeah. So it's been a couple of weeks, so I'm going to go through my photos here and kind of remind myself of what I've even been up to.
The visual medium.
Yeah.
Podcasting.
Well, other than, I had to work a lot of the holiday season, which was unfortunate. Not going to name names, but the company I work at only gave 1 day off for each holiday. So that's kind of lame. But Casey and I had a lot of fun. We did a lot of relaxing, honestly. She's been on break and like she said in the last episode, she's been on winter break since the 17th. So we've just been chilling for the most part. Played a lot of It Takes Two. Didn't quite finish it, but we got pretty close. We had seen Spider-Man again. I think I mentioned that in the last episode, though. Not a whole lot super eventful besides like Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah. For those.
So, like for Christmas, I got a ton of good stuff. I got one of those new like water pick toothbrushes where it has like like the water floss and a super like high tech, I guess, toothbrush, because it has it has a whiten setting, a massage setting, and a clean setting, and it's pretty lit. I'll throw it up here, even though you guys can't see it.
I can't even see it, and I can see you.
And then I also got Dr. Squatch soap. Now, for any of the guys that are listening, highly recommend. Google it. It's like
is it Gooch soap?
It can be, but it's
Dr.
like
Squatch.
Yeah, it's like bar soap that's like supernatural and stuff.
Supernatural or supernatural?
It's supernatural. It'll disappear right before your eyes.
Pine tar? You're washing your body with pine tar?
Is that what it is? Pine tar?
That's an illegal baseball substance.
Ooh. Pine tar?
Oatmeal and sand? You're washing? Damn.
Dude, it's
oatmeal
nice.
And sand?
It's expensive.
They have Star Wars. Oh,
that's the one Casey got me.
I saw it on your Instagram or Snapchat or something.
And dude, I wish you guys could see. You guys can actually see it, but the packaging was legit for it. Like, they have
audience,
like different lightsabers. There's
really focus, you can see it.
Yeah. And listeners, if you really just imagine it, picture it in your eyes, picture it in your heads. I got the Obi-Wan soap, Yoda, Darth Vader, and Darth Maul. Been using the Dark Side of the Force soap so far, and they're really good. Like, seriously, I use the soap and I don't even feel like I have to put cologne on. So yes, it's expensive, but like highly recommend to any of my audience.
There's a Halo one.
There's a Halo one too?
Yes, Spartan Scrub.
You should pick it up, dude. It's
I can smell like Master Chief.
Might have to try this out. This looks
it's really good. Seriously, it's 100% worth it. And then I got like some deodorant too, and that's fire. Like,
is Casey trying to tell you something?
Yeah, she got me a bunch of grooming and freshening up.
Yeah, a bunch of hygiene products.
Yeah, she's like, "Ooh, he working from home. He's stinky now." Besides that, I got a shit ton of candy. For some reason, the Boba Fett like life or like you know those Lego helmet things?
Yeah.
Casey
Yes.
got me a Boba Fett one, and she ordered it on Cyber Monday, and it's still not here. So we're pretty sure that shit's just like lost in limbo.
Cyber Monday for a Lego set or a Lego piece.
From Kohl's though. So
From Kohl's.
dude, Kohl's has a shit ton of good stuff.
Yeah, they always have bargain bin games on the back of their thing, but it's always like shitty games like I don't know, like My First Baby on the Nintendo DS or some shit.
This version of Peppa Pig.
Game of the year.
Hey, I've heard it's pretty good actually. And then I got a bunch of fire ass clothes. Casey got me this really nice Vans jacket. Got a lot of money from my parents and a lockbox so I can finally lock away our marriage certificate and some other important shit. Besides that, we got to see a lot of family. With our family stuff, we have to pick one or the other because they do it at the exact same time. Both sides, like Casey's family does their Christmas stuff at the exact same time as my family, my mom's side. So we had to pick one or the other. And this year it was her family side turn. So we went there and had like French dip sandwiches, and that was fire. Then besides that, we really just relaxed. We did a lot of chilling. Had homemade hibachi for New Year's Eve, and it was fire.
Yeah, you asshole. That looks so good.
Yeah, I cubed up some filet mignon, let it marinate in soy sauce, and then cooked it up like Kobe does. Put some butter and garlic in there. Let it cook for
I
like.
went to Kobe. It was mid.
It was really good. Like honestly, I didn't even hear what you said, but I overcooked mine just a hair. It was still pink on the inside, but not like juicy as I would have liked. But Casey's was like chef's kiss, fucking perfect. Fried rice, homemade crab rangoons, soy sauce marinated chicken. And then we just hung out, played some Just Dance, played Jenga.
Just Dance.
Yeah, dude.
Just Dance.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I bought Just Dance like the 2020 version when it was on sale for like $15. Don't recommend buying Just Dance because even if you buy, dude, this
All
game
the
was
songs are premium, aren't they?
yeah, dude, it's horseshit. Like you buy this game, it retails for $60 and you have like 15 mediocre songs. And if you want any of the good songs, you have to pay this monthly subscription price for Just
I
Dance.
did not know that.
Damn,
Dude,
Just Dance, the fall from glory.
It's literally like
Subscription service now.
EA's most evil fucking child. I don't even know if it's from EA, but it's
I
disgusting.
think it's Ubisoft.
It's Ubisoft.
Oh, well, fuck Ubisoft. Don't recommend Just Dance. Don't buy any of them. Because it's filled with microtransactions and you get stuck with I like it like that. And that's the best song that's on there. Literally every
Jesus.
like there's Ed Sheeran on there. I'm like, I'm not dancing to Ed Sheeran. Are you kidding me? Besides that, that's pretty much it. We've been playing a lot of games, watching a lot of TV. We finished Hawkeye. It was mid. Not a lot to say about that. That's pretty much it. What about you, Ursel?
Yes. Okay. I don't know. I came in like that.
Oh, yeah. That full.
Oh, brother.
I what? A Deadpool?
I said I know you've had an eventful couple of weeks. You've been out of town as usual.
Yeah. And I am ready to just hunker down in Arizona now. Just roll up in a fetal position and just get ready for school. But yeah, my past, I guess my time since the last episode, I spent obviously the last few days of Andrew's trip with him here. That was a good time. But then right after that, I went to New York City, or as I like to refer it, New Mid City, Mid.
Why wouldn't you
York
just call
City.
it Mid York? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Mid York City. Yeah, so I haven't been to New York since like 2008. So I was actually pretty excited to go back this time and, really be taken over by that Home Alone 2 Christmas spirit. New York in the winter, baby. And yeah, I walked out of that trip very, very underwhelmed. I'm sorry if there's any big New York fan. I guess DP, I know DP listens to this every now and then. I'm sorry, DP, but New York is a whole lot of fucking mid. The New York City is just dirty as fuck, way too crowded, which is something you really consider after, or like since COVID has happened. Literally so many people. It's like you feel claustrophobic. Everyone's just acts like an asshole, and is dressed like an asshole. And yeah, the landmarks are cool, but they really they kind of they're not they don't retain that much strength, because Manhattan's a city, like it's like, you're walking the same streets over and over again. And I don't know, I wasn't that impressed, to be honest. I thought the food was good, but everything else was like a super bummer. And honestly, if you're like living in New York City, it's like you're actively choosing to live life on hard mode. Like that, like you're just making life harder for yourself by living there. So honestly, I would still, like if someone asked me, like I was talking to some people about this, like, oh, would you recommend going there? Yeah, I'd still say go there, but it's not, like I was saying, I think LA is still like the American city. Like if you want to see what like America
Say
is
it.
like.
Say the word. Say it.
Huh?
Say it.
Say the word.
Say the word.
Quintessential.
Quintessential. I hate that it's a meme that I've been saying that. I've been trying to not say it now. Quintessential, yes. No, like go to. I would say I'm definitely West Coast compared to East Coast. LA over New York City. Also, everything that New York provides as a pedestrian city, all this like hustle and bustle, all like, oh my God, you can walk anywhere. Just go, guys, go to another country. Go to another country, and you'll get exactly what you're getting out of New York, but way better. Please, if you think New York is amazing, you clearly have not been to another country. So do that. New York is mid, but pizza pretty damn good. Also, my New Year's, honestly, nothing really to report for New Year's, nothing that crazy. But yeah, that was. I rewatched Spider-Man. Still amazing. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, that's kind of my catch up for the past couple of weeks.
I forgot to mention the biggest fucking thing that happened in the last like 3 weeks for me. And I can't believe I didn't mention this. I, for some reason, thought we talked about it on our last episode, but we didn't reveal it. We had our 20-week ultrasound, and lo and behold, our baby has 10 fingers and 10 toes. So
Okay, that's
wow.
a step in the right direction.
But for real, for anyone that's listening that for some reason doesn't know or doesn't have me on Facebook, he's a boy. Our baby is a boy. So luckily, all the clothes that we bought prematurely are gonna work out. We didn't buy anything unisex. It's all boy themed.
Certified lover boy.
Yes. So we're really excited about that. Can't wait. But that's pretty much it. That is actually it. I don't think
Is that actually it?
I think that's it for my.
Now Andrew has to follow up with that.
Yeah, try and follow that up, Andrew.
Yeah. So it's been a hot minute since I've been on the podcast. I was in Arizona with Jordan. We went there the week before Christmas, visited my uncle Randy, and then of course the boy Arsenal, who graciously let us stay at his place, and it was a good time. It was super nice. I'd never been to Arizona before, even though my uncles lived out there my entire life. And we went to Phoenix, and then went to the Grand Canyon, and then stayed in Sedona. And then Arsenal met up with us on a ghost tour in Jerome, which I'm sure he talked
Oh
about last
yeah.
episode. And then went back to Phoenix, and then came back to Nebraska from 70-degree Phoenix to 15-degree Omaha. And not a great shock, but I only had, by the time I got back, I only had 2 days of actual work before the holiday. And then Christmas was good. I went out to Columbus to see my cousins and my grandma, and then came back for Jordan's Christmas. And Jordan got me this print that's like the like how the sky looked the night we started dating, I guess. There's like somebody who like here, I'll just show you. I have it right here. It's like a thing that has like the constellations or whatever.
Those are so
Oh.
Which is really cool. I actually picked up the picture from Walgreens, and I didn't even know it was my present. I was just carrying home this huge ass picture.
Jordan's just like, pick this up from Walgreens for me, will ya? Don't look at it.
Yeah. So I got that, and then I really just, I got a lot of money, which was really useful because we spent a lot in Phoenix. And then New Year's, we went to one of Jordan's friends for a couple hours. That was a pretty good time. Otherwise, what I've been doing, I have been watching not a metric fuck ton, but a lot of movies the past couple weeks. So I was going to give a quick rundown of the ones that I watched so I can give my thoughts. So I watched this new movie. It came out a couple weeks ago. It's relatively small. It's called Spider-Man No Way Home.
Had to check the paper.
It's a small little indie movie that I found. It was really good. I actually really enjoyed it. I cannot give it the score you guys gave it, but I gave it a 9. I thought it was an excellent movie, but there were some things that I think wasn't too thrilled about. Let's see, what else did I watch? I watched Grand Budapest Hotel. That was a very good
Great
movie.
film.
We watched When Harry Met Sally. That was actually a pretty good movie. I had never seen it before. It's pretty old, but it's pretty good. And then what was the I watched La La Land for the first time as well. Also a really good movie. And then last night we watched this movie called The Lost Daughter, which is this Netflix movie directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. And it's got like a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes, and me and Jordan both thought it was a pretty stinky movie. So I don't really know how it got a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes, but or it's got a 96. It was all right. If you gotta watch it, you'll probably grasp that it's just like a movie that doesn't really answer anything, but it's like got a good message, I guess. So it just came out yesterday on Netflix. We saw it on the home screen. So
Big Maggie Gyllenhaal guy.
Yeah.
Related
Yeah.
to Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal's sister. She's Rachel in The Dark Knight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a big Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, other than that, it's been good to just end the year. I mean, time is a human construct, but a new year feels fresh, even though it's just another day. So yeah, let's get it. Are you guys ready to get to our esteemed awards for the year?
I'm ready. Let's get into those awards and start shipping out those trophies.
Okay, so we have just to get the stage set, we have a lot of categories here. We have the heavy hitters that we'll do at the end as the grand finale, but in the meantime, we got some categories here. We got some awards to hand out and some recognition to give to some good and bad acts of kindness this year.
This would be like if you combine the Game Awards with the Oscars and the Grammys, but we're better than all of those combined.
Yeah, we'll give a much better opinion and a much better take.
Okay, so we will go. So just to set the stage, we all put some categories in here. So I think we're all following along on the same list. So Whoever made the category will assumedly have a pick, but if anybody has another pick they want to add in, go ahead and go for it.
Hell yeah.
All right, so we will get started with the best shitty online game service of the year, and that award goes to Nintendo Switch Online. This is I would like to give a shout out to Nintendo. This is 4 years in a row that they have won this award. It's great, and I appreciate the fact that they continuously go backwards on it and just keep it stagnant. And no, capitalism breeds innovation, but not for Nintendo.
Very consistent. Yeah. I'd have to.
And expansion pass being $50, also a cherry on top. Fucking shitty. Even though I have it, but I didn't pay $50 for it. And I haven't used it once.
We have 8 people on there and we paid like $5.
Yeah.
And even with, I mean, it sucks though, because everything is kind of shitty compared to Game Pass. Even PS Online at this point, with the free games that we've been getting, I would almost give a shout out or an honorable mention to PS Plus, but Nintendo Switch Online.
It's just so bad because they're like, oh, everybody wanted N64, and then they're like, here's N64 in like 4 fucking games. And then and they emulate like shit.
Just give us the virtual console. Like, just give us what the Wii U had, brother.
Yeah, the Wii U's got a better virtual. I mean, we've said that being a dead horse here, but the Wii U superior virtual console.
I agree. Console.
I don't think they will improve it, so they might be in the running for 5 straight next year. So we'll
I think for as long. I think until we get the next Nintendo console, they will be winning every single year. Because I mean, I genuinely do not see Nintendo Switch Online getting better than even its second place option, which is PlayStation Plus, which is like light years ahead of where Nintendo Switch Online is.
I guess even if they do improve it, they have a lot of work to do. That's putting it
and NSO is like in 2007 still.
Yeah, it's very bad. And the expansion pass is not worth the money. I mean, if you play the Animal Crossing DLC, like my sister has played the shit out of it, so it made sense for her. But like, I mean, even I played only a couple hours, and I think it kind of makes it worth, but not really. But you know, we'll see. We'll see what they add by this time next year. It'll probably be something incremental and totally dog shit.
I doubt they'll add anything else. I think they're done.
Yeah, I think they might be.
I think this is the wind down year for the Switch.
Yeah, unfortunately. But at least we got a couple of titles to look forward to.
Shut the fuck up.
One was
one to look forward
to.
2.
All right. Speaking of game services, next is the award for the worst PS Plus title of the year. And I'm going to hand that with open arms to Hell Let Loose.
I would have to agree with that.
So I actually think that this is the best PlayStation Plus title of the year.
Yeah.
This is shit. This is like, imagine playing Battlefield 1, but like it was like made on Roblox.
Dude, I literally, okay. Casey and I were talking about this last night because we were going through this list, and I was like, I wonder what I'm going to pick for each of these categories. And our experience with Hell Let Loose was we downloaded this shit. We booted up a game. We ran, for no lie, I think it was 15 minutes we were running, trying to find a person. I got shot in the face, and I uninstalled the game right there.
I didn't even install it. I just added it to my library and then heard you guys' feedback and decided it wasn't for me.
Yeah, I played it for like 15 minutes. I died once. The same thing. Right when I died, I deleted the game.
I saw when it first came out, I Googled it, and I was like, oh, like this game is pretty. Like the people were like on Steam giving it like 85%, and I was like, okay, this seems like it's a pretty good game. And then I like actually watched gameplay, and I was like, I'm just watching somebody run across fucking like France. Like what? Why? I'm not playing this shit. And then you guys gave me your feedback, and I decided it's the worst PS Plus title of the year. So congrats, Hell Let Loose, and whoever your developer is.
We'll ship off your trophy next week.
Yeah, your award will be in the mail, buddy. All right, and on the flip side, the best PS Plus title of the year. I couldn't really think of anything crazy. I put Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah,
That was
I was
like,
gonna say
that's like one of the highest rated PlayStation games in general, and that it was free. It's pretty crazy. I put that as, I don't know if you guys had any other games.
I would actually, if we're talking about probably like raw or quality that like is unanimously viewed or considered, then yeah, I'd probably say Final Fantasy VII remake. But I want to also give a shout out to Control, because Control is a really, really great game. And the fact that that was free actually was very surprising to me. I'm looking actually at the. Wait, go on. Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like PlayStation Plus this year had a very like they were very hit or miss months. Like they weren't very consistent, but there were some months where there was some heat, and some months where there was just like nothing.
Was shout out to All Stars in 2021?
Yeah. I was gonna give a shout out to Knockout City, because that's actually a really fun game.
Yeah.
But I would say Knockout City, and I'll throw my hat in for Control.
My hat would go to Destruction All Stars, because it's the one I put the most time into and had the most fun with. And yesterday I wanted to boot it up, actually. I was kind of video games out. So we played for like 2 hours, and I played for like 2 hours in the morning.
Dang, bro. 4 hours. So much.
Too much. Hey, I a 12 a day play session. I ain't no B.
I ain't no B. All
right. I ain't no B.
So yeah, we guess we'll have to make 3 awards for that one and ship them all out. All right, here we go. And now we're in the meat and potatoes here. This next category is the best remaster developed by Grove Street Games.
A lot of options here.
So that one's going to go to GTA Definitive Trilogy. I think, bugs aside, it's very cool that they finally remastered the GTA Trilogy and updated the gameplay to actually make it not feel like you're playing in 2004, which is very cool. And that's all I'm going to say that's good about that game.
I really wish they'd just do a remaster of GTA 4. That's all I want.
I don't.
I'll specifically say, out of the trilogy, I think the best out of those is GTA 3. I think that's the one that got the most kept in its it's the best looking one out of the 3, and it's the best remake.
I think it's cool because the reveal.
It's one that lost Twitter, the least. Yeah,
the reveal of this trilogy coming out on Twitter was pretty cool, and I remember being pretty hyped.
But also the worst remaster developed by Grove Street Games.
Yes, and next, the worst remaster developed by Grove Street Games, GTA Trilogy. This thing fucking sucks. What the fuck is this game? Total dog shit.
And an envelope filled with shit.
Yeah, you'll get one trophy, and the other trophy will be copper made out of pennies, and it'll be filled with poop.
It's actually crazy how bad they completely butchered this. It's
so bad. Coolness aside that they finally remastered it, this game sucks. It's total dog shit. I played at Arsenal's, and it was not awful, but you could tell that like not very much effort was put into these remasters. Like they literally like looked at him and they're like, yeah, okay, we're good. And then they're like, okay, here you go, here's game. And not to mention that they delayed the physical copies, and then the Switch version is just indefinitely delayed. So, had a lot of potential. Could have been good. It wasn't. So that stinks.
Yeah, especially San Andreas looks so goofy without the fog. Vice City, they got rid of Billie Jean. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Billie Jean in Vice City.
Oh my, yeah. Because the coolest part of the game is when you start getting in the car for the first time and Billie Jean's playing. That's one of the greatest intros in gaming history. And it's all for nothing at all, because now it's not even here. And to top off the trilogy, speaking of the trilogy, the 2021 honorary Cyberpunk 2047 shit show of the year goes to GTA, the Trilogy Definitive Edition, a rare three-peat. I don't know how the fuck they shipped this game in the state it was in, because the game now is playable. Like when I tried it at your house, Arsenal, it was playable. But like I remember seeing when it came out how many fucking issues it had. And the fact that like the 1.01 update was like 13 gigabytes or some shit tells you like all you need to know about that game. like
Also,
fuck, what the fuck is with these game
gross.
companies shipping games before they're done is just a smack in the dick to everybody
Yeah.
who pays money.
And I feel like it would have been like Rockstar is made up of like S tiered, like cream of the crop developers. Would it have been that hard to grab like 10 of these guys and like actually put effort into it? Like
Yeah.
instead of you outsourced it to Grove Street Games. I do want to for this award in particular because it has the year 20, it has a year in it, right? There's another game that came out this year that also had a year in its title. It was also shitty. That for me, I gotta give a shout out to Battlefield 2042. That game is a piece of like it's literally just a piece of shit. Like that's the best way to describe it. Like if EA squatted over and took a shit and put that in everyone's house that bought this game, that's what it is. As a big Battlefield fan, so disappointed. This game should have just like GTA trilogy. Like this game should have been delayed like a year. This game is such a mess. And if you're a big Battlefield fan, you can like there's so many places that this game is a mess. But I'll just like for the general audience, technically, this game is a complete fucking mess. It's so glitchy. But even going into like a lot of the micro stuff, like this game feels like a first release effort from a new developer, not a trusted, series veteran that's made like 10 of these games before. This feels like a new team made this game. And supposedly, from what I've heard, a lot of the people that made Battlefield, they left after Battlefield 1, which makes a lot of sense. So that's my little mention for absolute shit show. I don't know if you had anything.
Do you have any thoughts on the shit show of the year being GTA trilogy? That's what I said. Arsenal said Battlefield.
I would say probably GTA. I didn't play either, but just from all the memes that I saw from GTA and like how it legitimately looked worse than the PS2 version, like how do you do that? Like there's less detail and they like tried to smooth things out, but it just like looked shittier. I just hope that they get it together because the GTA Definitive Trilogy is something I'd like to pick up someday, but at the moment, it's not worth it.
Yeah, that's a game I'm waiting. I would, even if they fix it, I would wait for a deep discount. Like this is like a $20 game.
I would just say, yeah, I would say wait a little bit and play it on Game Pass or try it out. That's what I did.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing.
I tried it out at Arsenal's on his Xbox.
Little Game Pass hack. If you buy Trolley gum bears that are Halo branded, you get a free month Game Pass. So just buy $3 gummy worms and you get a free month of Game Pass. There's there are so many exploits to get cheap Game Pass. Don't ever pay $15 a month for that.
Good joke.
Financial advice.
Nice prank.
There we go.
So I will be buying 36 Trolley gummy packs.
$100.
All right. Speaking of Game Pass, we're going to go to the next award, the best Halo game of 2021. And I think I will nominate Halo Infinite for this one.
Halo Reach.
Halo
Are there
2.
any objections to Halo Infinite being the best Halo game that came out in 2021?
I think
No.
that's pretty accurate.
All right, forever hold your peace, go off. Hell yeah, 343 Studios. I actually did, when I tried the multiplayer out at Arsenal's, I actually did enjoy the multiplayer a lot. I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah, people got a lot better than me really quick. I downloaded it like the first day and played a decent amount of it like this week. But now people are doing like trick shots and shit, and I'm just like, I'm way behind. I'm way behind.
I'll have more to talk about this game a little bit later down the list.
Okay. The next game, most anticipated Zelda game of 2022 is Null, because that game's not coming out in 2022.
Yep.
So this
Link's
award
Awakening.
goes to This award goes to I think it goes to the ControllerCast.
I think it goes to Splatoon 3.
Yeah.
We'll shift it to a most anticipated Splatoon game of 2022.
I
And,
mean, the sequel to Breath of the Wild doesn't even have a name yet. So yeah, Splatoon 3 gets the award for best.
Can we talk about how the director of this game has said he does not want to reveal the name out of spoiler reasons? At some point, you're gonna have to reveal the name, Bucko. Like, come on.
Are we not going to know the name of it until like the end credits roll? Like, are you going to shoot out without
it's just going to be called? It's just going to show up on your Switch as the sequel to Breath of the Wild, and then when the credits roll, it updates the game photo and puts the real name in your Switch.
The game is actually called Legend of Link.
The game is actually called Ocarina of Time 2.
Legend of Ganon, because he's gonna come back. Spoilers. Ooh, like, okay.
I played Zelda.
Timelines are in Zelda.
I play Legend of Zelda games for the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story.
The story.
Yeah, I love the lore and the deep stories that it tells.
They add enough to the gameplay to make it like different, because it might end up being, I mean, the sequel to Breath of the Wild's probably just going to be the same game from what it seems like, with some added flying.
I just want everyone, one thing, an interesting fact I read, because we're talking about this, there's been a longer gap now between Breath of the Wild and Breath of the Wild 2 than Breath of the Wild 2 or Breath of the Wild 1 in the game before it.
That's actually ridiculous considering it's the same damn map. It's the same game.
Well, what if we're just getting bamboozled? What if it's going to be the craziest shit imaginable?
Then I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it, but that is to be seen.
What if it's just Halo Infinite?
Yeah, give if there's anything I could say, gives Zelda, or if I could give Link, holy shit, give Link a grappling hook. That's all I want.
Yes, please. He needs the hook shot.
Yeah, let's cut down on that climbing time. So my playthrough can be like 70 hours and not.
God, I fucking hate the climbing in Breath of the Wild. It's so fucking annoying.
It was a cool mechanic at first, but then if you like go back,
that's the best part of the game, climbing.
I like climbing, but like they never made it easier.
Dude, and the worst part is if you're trying to get to an objective and all of a sudden it starts raining, you might as well just shut the game off because you're fucked. You're not getting up that mountain, Bucko.
True.
Also, if you haven't checked out our review of Breath of the Wild, check it out. It was our second episode we ever did.
Yeah.
Go back in time and listen to early 2021 ControllerCast instead of skipping to the end of the year, you lazy ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one.
Speaking of listeners, if you've listened to this podcast, you already know what this one's going to. The number one all-time movie of the year of all time is going to Hobbs and Shaw, baby. The greatest movie to ever grace the earth. The Rock is in it, which he might, spoiler it, he might get another award later in the show. But The Rock is in it, and Vin Diesel, and it's Hobbs and Shaw, man. And like there's a Destiny 2 crossover, like Shaw Han. He's just chilling out there.
Yeah, look, this movie is a once in a lifetime event. The character work, the action, the cinematography, the whole structuring of it all, it's so beautiful. It's just amazing. What they really did they really did these characters justice in this film. And you know, if you're a big Hobbs fan, if you're a big Shaw fan, you know this is, you know, there's nothing.
Fast fan, not if you're a big Fast and Furious.
Yeah, fan. There's just nothing more that you could ask for in a Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw feature film. This film is amazing, and honestly, I life is downhill from here. If you've seen this movie, life is downhill.
Man, maybe skip this one.
You know that Spider-Man No Way Home depression they talk about? Nah. That's nothing compared to Hobbs and Shaw. It doesn't get better.
Shaw depression.
Yeah, the Hobbs and Shaw depression.
If we don't get a fucking sequel to this movie, ControllerCast is done. Like we need
up shop.
2022. Shaw and Hobbs.
Shaw
Flip it
and
around. The
Hobbs and
sequel,
Shaw.
yeah. The sequel is Shaw and Hobbs.
Hobbs and Haw.
Hobbs.
Seriously, if you haven't checked it out, amazing movie. Seriously, 10 out of this is the only movie I would ever give a 12 out of 10 to. It breaks
I
the
don't know if I
scale.
give it a 12 out of 10, but I think I might give it an 11 out of 10 and movie of the year 6 years running. Even though it's only been out for 3. I'm gonna read everybody just a quick review of Hobbs and Shaw from Letterboxd. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not gonna do this. Never mind.
We'll do a whole episode on it. It's
There's just like, oh man, like it's Hobbs and Shaw, man. Like the Destiny crossover, the lore.
Yeah, look,
deep.
I think they're bringing in movie
shame to the Oscars that this movie did not break the record for most Academy nominations. It did not do a clean sweep. Where was The Rock's nomination for Best Actor? Where was Hobbs and Shaw in the Best Picture list? Huh? It's ridiculous.
Okay, I am actually gonna read. I'm gonna read 2 Letterboxd
shows.
What'd you say?
I said ban award shows. This is the only award show you need. Hobbs and Shaw didn't get an Oscar, so obviously we just need to stop giving these idiots money.
Okay, I'm gonna read the 2 Letterboxd reviews. Actually, I backtracked on my previous statement. These are the 2 highest rated reviews on the site that have words on them. You can put stars and not put words, but I'm going with the ones with words. Okay, 4.5 stars. This will be my Citizen Kane.
Wow.
The second top review, 4.5 stars. A very in-depth analysis. This reviewer, 24 Frames, says, and I quote, "I like boys and men."
So Citizen
Hobbs and Shaw. Oh, fuck! I fucked up the title. Sorry. It's actually Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
And you know what? No, people that analogy, that comparison is disrespectful to this movie. Now from now on, people will be saying this was the Hobbs and Shaw of our time. People will be using that as a comparison point.
No
Not
Way,
Citizen Kane.
No Way Home was the Hobbs and Shaw of 2021, besides Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
No Way
Hobbs
Home
and
is the
Shaw
Hobbs and
transcends.
Shaw of the MCU.
It transcends its release year.
Hobbs and Shaw transcends, release here. Whenever you look up the release date of that movie, it says 20XX.
Oh, Hobbs and Shaw. We'll send the Rock his awards soon. Okay, the best Wii U port released on Switch in 2021. A whole lot to choose from. So it's going to go to Super Mario 3D World because it's the only one they actually released this year. Which I guess if we're going by trends, maybe we will make it a whole year without a Wii U port on the Switch. We might do it. We might do it.
Skyward Sword, bro.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that. No, that's a Wii. That's not Wii U. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
We are 1 month away.
Wait, the Wii U isn't the Wii?
Yeah, I think it's just an add-on, right? Like you just buy the tablet and it works.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was just like a Wii Fit kind of thing.
We have 1 month to go, and we can officially mark up a full calendar year without a Wii U port, for fuck's sakes. So Nintendo, you'll be getting a couple awards, not for the best kind of stuff, but you'll be getting an award, that's for sure. All right. So next, and this is my last one of my big group. Then John will have the next one. But the best Korean Netflix series where the title involves an animal found in the ocean. We'll have to give this a Squid Game reluctantly. I think there could have been better animal found in the ocean titles on Netflix from Korea, but shoot,
yeah,
man.
Look, I thought it was a really tight race between Squid Game and Octopus Dinner and a salmon Park,
and not to mention Octopussy.
Yeah, Octopussy. Like it was a really stacked year for animal found in the ocean named TV shows.
Octopussy didn't come out this year, but a sequel to the movie Octopussy came out this year, so that was in the running too. So it was a pretty tight race. No Time to Die noted Octopussy sequel. Yeah, I thought it was pretty tight, but you know what? I think Squid Game deserves it. Everybody got what they wanted out of that show because it was super hyped up and it was like a solid 6. So it wasn't under 5.
Yeah, shout out to Squid the Game.
Squid the Game, and John still has that as his background.
I still have that as my Zoom background from episode 28. 6 episodes ago now.
6 episodes ago. Jiminy frickin' Christmas. All right, John, take it away for the best mobile game of the year because you're the mobile game connoisseur.
There is no secret on this one. I've been talking about it for 3 episodes straight at the very least. I put 40 hours probably into this mobile game.
40 hours. It's 30 hours. Never mind.
And I can't believe I have.
Pornhub.com.
I never thought I would have played a mobile game.
Best mobile game.
But the best mobile game of the year has got to be Snapchat. But for real.
Yeah.
They have some games on there, right? But Rocket League Sideswipe is literally the best mobile game released this year. It might have been the only mobile game that came out this year.
That's not true. That's definitely not true.
There's a lot of stuff we've said that is bordering fact. But if you haven't downloaded Rocket League Sideswipe by now, just give up. Throw your phone in the garbage. Easily the best mobile game of the year. Are there any objections?
When I show people one of my newest tech purchases of the year, iPhone 13 Pro. I don't refer to it as a phone. I refer to it as a Rocket League Sideswipe device. That's all. There's no other purpose for it.
I actually think my favorite mobile game of the year was Game Pigeon. Pool.
Oh yeah.
No, Sideswipe is pretty decent. I only play it because every game you play on Sideswipe, you get 4,000 XP on Rocket League. So I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I don't play it as much. John plays mobile games a lot, and there's a reason that he's the only one that goes to a chiropractor.
That's interesting. I might need to correct my posture while I'm playing. Like freaking.
You need to get one of those, those things that they sell where you can lay down and it's like got this big big tripod. Yeah, you should get that.
Yeah, but then how am I supposed to? I need to be hunched over. That's the only way to play mobile games.
Just stretch your arms.
I could try it. But yeah, if you want to hurt your back and spend lots of money at a chiropractor, download something because it's addictive as hell. After that, best podcast created in 2021. I think it's pretty obvious who this goes to. The Control.
It's not even close. Yeah.
Oh yeah, God, of course. We're like one of the few 5.0 out of 5.0 podcasts on the platform.
We're easily the best podcast that has ever existed. Not only released in we're the Hobbs and Shaw of podcasts. So
for real,
to our entire backlog, go back. Also, give our YouTube channel some love because we don't get any listens on YouTube for some reason, even though we're the best podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, on Anchor, on Google Podcasts. Don't listen to Apple Podcasts. Just go to Spotify because Apple Podcasts doesn't even count our listens.
Better yet, use Pocket Cast. Pocket Cast, most OP podcast platform. And it's free.
The amount of people that have come up to me on the streets, falling to their knees, just crying, telling me that what we do here changed their lives.
I've taken a lot of fan photos this year.
Yeah,
I've been
fan photos,
signatures, autographs.
Yeah, the autographs.
I can't even walk out on the streets in public. I don't know about you guys, but it's been really my entire private life has just gone down the toilet.
Yeah,
that's the sacrifice I made.
Down.
Exactly. Same.
It's the sacrifice for the hustle.
I can't go to the damn grocery store without having to sign autographs and take pictures. Paparazzis everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had to start
literally
using
just
online delivery services just because I can't go out. I can't show my face in public. I just get bombarded, and then
Even these
there's a
DoorDash,
pandemic going on. Get away from me, man.
yeah, these DoorDash drivers, I say leave at door, and they insist on meeting me and getting an autographed picture because they know.
yeah, just a couple days ago, like I was in a grocery store, and this woman walked up to me. She'd lowered her pants and said, "Hey, can you sign my right ass cheek?" And
Sign it,
um,
ControllerCast.
yeah, sign a controller cast, and she wanted me to write everyone's name down. Specifically, she wanted me to put a heart face next to Andrew's name, and it was an amazing experience, and we took a great photo. I posed right next to her right ass cheek, and her husband slapped.
We'll have to put it on the gram. We'll have to put it on the gram.
I ordered DoorDash and they broke the seal on my drink just because they said they wanted to see what the controller cast was sipping on. What makes us so great? What is in this McDonald's cup that makes this podcast fucking bang? And you already know what it was. It was McDonald's Sprite and High C mixed together, baby. The best of both worlds. Disinfectant, antibacterial. It cleanses our inside. It's like green juice. We don't have to drink kale salads through a straw. We just drink McDonald's Sprite, and that's all that matters. And you know what? And I respect them for that, because I know that if a DoorDash driver drinks my McDonald's Sprite, there will be no germs left behind, because that McDonald's Sprite is aggressive and it will kick those germs ass.
You think pool water with chlorine is cleanly? You think that kills McDonald's Sprite, brother?
Yeah. Little do you know, that's not actually chlorine. That's just McDonald's Sprite. That's why it burns your penis when you
Okay.
All right.
Obviously, we are the best podcast of 2021, easily, of any year.
No debate. If you debate that, then you need to touch grass, Bucko, to see what the rest of the world is on.
Touch grass and talk to girls, Bucko.
But speaking of best podcasts, best anything of the past decade, best anything of the past millennia, in fact. So best album of the millennia, released on December 25th, 2020, obviously goes to King Vamp himself, Red by Playboi Carti. This is the best album of all time, honestly. If we were to compare it to Hobbs and Shaw, you just can't. I mean, one's a movie and one's an album.
And that's the only reason we can't compare them.
That's the only reason. Otherwise, they both break the scales. It's
seismic shattering of the scales.
It's literally the most. It's just the most. What's the word? Apple uses it every year with their innovative. It's the most innovative album.
Groundbreaking, innovative. Yeah, every objective under the sun.
I actually am kind of curious. I do want to ask you guys, what is your guys' genuine thoughts on this album now that we're at the end of the year, and there is actual like genuine praise like being doled out to this album?
Well deserved.
It's probably
We've been shouting its praises from the heavens for months, and now the world is finally coming around.
Now, honest thoughts, it is in my top most played albums of the year. If that says anything, it actually is pretty fire. It took me a little bit to get on board with Playboi Carti, especially after his XXL freestyle rap.
Hi, in my sock.
It's just Magnolia V2. But and here's the thing with all new music, all experimental projects, they're never highly regarded until there's been some time to think on it. And now that there's been some time to think on Red, it's a whole lot of Red. Sorry, I'm the worst. A whole lot of Red. Now that there's been some time to think on it, it actually is really good. If I were to give an honest rating, all jokes aside, even though it is the best album of the millennia, I would probably give it like an 8. Like, it's a pretty damn solid album. I don't know if there's a lot of skips on it. And even though it's a little goofy on the first listen, if you're not a rap fan, you will not enjoy it. But if you are a rap fan, I'd say give it a shot.
It's very unique.
What?
I said it's very unique.
It is very unique. Like, it's just there's a ton of like sounds and stuff, ad libs that you don't normally hear in rap. It's basically like the punk rock, like it really is like the punk rock of rap now. Like Lil Uzi, I feel like kind of started it, didn't commit to it, but Playboy Cardi he's King Vamp.
He is King Vamp, and he's smashing Iggy Azalea.
That's so weird. That's so weird because Iggy Azalea is like twice his height.
Yeah, I want to give that album a listen again, because when I first heard it, it didn't really register with me. Well, except a few songs. There's definitely some heaters on there, like Don't Breathe, Sky, just to name a few.
I have over half the songs added to my library.
Dang. Gotta get Jared on here and do a breakdown.
Christmas.
We do, yeah. Shout out Jared if you're listening. We need you on the pod for a full breakdown of this album.
All right, going from there, my little award I want to give out to a special little fucker. Worst CEO of 2021 award, that goes to none other than Bobby Kotick, the man who is actively threatening to kill his employees.
Bobby.
Yeah, hide sexual assault allegations from the rest of the company. And somehow this dude, honestly, maybe this guy should get the best CEO award, because somehow this dude, after doing all this crazy shit, has found a way to not get fired. This dude must have the craziest dirt on the Activision board of executives that anyone could have for any executive board in any company ever. And the funniest quote is this guy said he would leave if he can't fix the issues of the company. Well, Bucko, you're where the issues come from. So it's kind of a roundabout statement, buddy.
Public company, right? Like, yeah. Why doesn't everyone just sell their damn Activision shares? Like, take a stand, people.
It's because Call of Duty exists.
Like,
and they know that they can invest and they'll just keep going. Like, line go up. Brrr.
Dude, honestly, since Bobby Kotick isn't going anywhere, I really hope that someone takes a stand. Nintendo, don't put the next Call of Duty on your console. Take a stand. But seriously, these companies like PlayStation, Xbox, they really need to take a stand against this shit, because it's absolutely diabolical what this guy has gotten away with. He's literally like, he is the devil on earth. He needs to go bye-bye.
Yeah,
but
fuck this asshole.
We're gonna
help, bitch.
Burning bag of dog shit. I'm gonna get some of my dog shit and put it in a paper bag, and I'm gonna let it rot for a few months, and then I'm gonna send it right to his PO box.
Yeah, this guy's a total hunk of shit, and if he makes it out of 2022 with his job still, I will not know what to think.
I'm not buying another Activision game. I don't care. I'll just play
Cold War. It's pretty easy. They don't fucking publish anything worth a fuck anymore.
I'll just play Cold War. I didn't buy Vanguard, and it was to take a stand against Bobby Kotick. Honestly, I would have gotten the new. I usually get every Call of Duty for Christmas. I told Casey, do not bother. Don't bother.
Good thing I have GameFly, because yeah, Vanguard sucks.
Exactly.
Going on from there, the award for best game that was going to release in 2021, but everyone knew it fucking wouldn't release in 2021. God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, let's go. That game was definitely never going to come out this year, and I don't know why PlayStation ever said that it would.
I don't even like, how could
they didn't even have a gameplay trailer until like October.
Yeah.
Can you imagine it? Like, yeah, it's going to come out in 2022, but how? That's such a short turnaround for something like this. Like, what is probably going to be the most beautiful game ever created once it comes out. I don't know how they're going to.
I mean, 4 years, that's a pretty standard turnaround.
Yeah, well, freaking Breath of the Wild. The Legend of developers need to get their shit out because, I mean, God of War has got to be harder to develop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they have everything they need for. I feel like there's something we don't know about that game that's making it take so long for it to come out. But who knows?
Yeah.
From there, best technology that has gone completely pointless in 2021. And to be fair, this happened in 2020 as well. I want to give a special fuck you shout out to Face ID. Face ID fucking sucks. Bring back Touch ID.
Yeah, fuck Face ID.
With how much technology Apple has behind their belt, and the fact that they've already done this on iPads, fucking put fingerprint recognition in the lock button.
Touch ID on the lock button. It's on the iPad.
Yeah, it's on the iPad. How hard is it? Shouldn't be hard. If you have a new Apple Watch, you can unlock your iPhone with that, which is pretty cool.
I didn't know
they
that.
need to give people that option because masks are not going away. Whether people are like masks are now here to stay. Even when COVID is taken care of, I think people will still wear masks for like flu season and stuff like that. So
I agree.
You gotta have that touch option. I feel like. From there, best company that milks the shit out of their IP, that goes to Disney.
Yay! Too many Star Wars.
Yeah, too many Star Wars shows. Too many of everything.
We love Star Wars until you milk it to death.
I love Star Wars. It doesn't seem like it because I shit on it so much, but I am really, God, I do not want to watch the Ahsoka TV show.
I'm not watching any of that shit until I'm holding out until Obi-Wan comes out.
I was gonna say,
watch that.
They probably could have just done Mando and then just done Obi-Wan, maybe like a show a year, or less. But we all knew that Disney was gonna milk the shit out of the Star Wars name as much as they could after they bought it.
I want to know, like, because I feel like I've heard really no chatter about Book of Boba Fett, but when Mandalorian comes out, I feel like it's like the big hot thing, you know.
Well, that's the thing, that it's funny because anything that Disney Plus does that's new in regards to Star Wars, I like it. But when they try and rekindle the old magic of old characters, it's just not good.
Yeah, it's like move on. And like, God, yeah, we don't need a full fucking Boba Fett TV show. We have the Mandalorian.
Yeah, we don't need another Mandalorian show. The Mandalorian is good enough. But the first episode of Boba Fett was pretty good, but like it answered all the questions you would have had about what happened to him.
I have a curious theory about why they're trying to do this. And this is my theory. And tell me if this sounds fucking off my fucking, rocker. I feel like they are potentially, getting ready to move away from the Mandalorian because potentially Pedro Pascal is going to be busy with the Last of Us TV show.
I really hope not, because it has been a while since the last season of Mandalorian, and it's so good, dude. It's so good. But I don't know. I could see it. I mean, he's doing the Last of Us show. He's any TV show or movie that requires a badass in it, he's there. So yeah, he's busy as hell. I hope they don't move away from Mandalorian though.
Yeah, who knows? But
I think they have to eventually.
Disney Plus. I would put that above the Marvel shows. I think that's like the best show that's been on Disney Plus.
No, that's straight. I'm gonna put a whole lot of cap on that one.
Whole lot of cap.
It is.
Okay. I like the Mandalorian, but I also think it holds the mantle for like most. Okay, and I know you guys might dispute me on this one, but I think Mandalorian is like genuinely one of the most, if not the most overrated show of like the past 10 years.
Ooh, that's cap.
I think it's good, but I think the Baby Yoda thing taking mainstream made it so people regard it as like the greatest fucking thing since Jesus Christ.
It's like, bro, like, I mean, it's good, but it's not like amazing. Like,
I don't know.
It's entertaining.
I think the first season was better than the second one for what it's worth.
season was way better, dude. Every episode had me on the edge of my seat. Like you never knew how the hell he was going to get out of whatever situation he was in.
But you knew he was going to. That was like my
barely. I don't know. I love that shit. That edge of your seat stuff. Like, I thought Mandalorian was great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still excited for season 3, but I just, I mean, I go into it recognizing it as like a good fun time instead of like, oh, this is like the second coming of Christ that like people make it out to be. I feel like
it's the best Star Wars produced thing in the past decade, easily.
I think Rogue One is probably my favorite.
Rogue One is.
I think it's better than Rogue One.
That's
interesting take. That's cap.
That's cap.
That's cap, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put a yeah on that one.
Listen, pal, I'm not your buddy. But that's cap.
That's cap.
Going from there, greatest Patrick Bateman quote of 2021. I think this requires a deliberation.
Videotapes.
Okay, I have 3 that come to mind immediately. The videotapes. Let's see Paul Allen's. And try getting a reservation at fucking Dorsia.
You're not terribly important to me.
That is up there.
That is pretty good.
What are I see a girl. I'm not even gonna say it.
I gotta go with videotapes. I think that's the best one.
This is my favorite. Don't just look at it, eat it.
Well, we'll have to make 2 trophies with 2 separate engravings and send them to Christian Bale's doorstep.
Don't just look at it, return the videotape.
The videotape one can get you out of any situation you need to get out of.
True,
I mean, everybody knows Blockbuster late fees are the fucking worst. You have to return the videotapes on time, okay? Because if you go to Family Video or Blockbuster and you return it late, you might as well have bought the fucking movie, okay?
I
have to return some videotapes.
It's so simple. It's the easiest cop out ever. Just go return them.
In 21 and 2022.
Yeah.
Okay, this next award, it looks like it's here by error, so we can move past it.
Absolutely. We all know that the best Rocket League players of 2021 are Andrew and I.
Yep. Easy. Toxic Waste. What a save.
What a save in the chat. Faking, okay. Yeah, we can move past that. We don't need to deliberate that. We'll send ourselves the award.
Yeah, I'll make it. I'll craft it, and I will send it myself.
We could be any pro team. We just get in their heads. It's a mind game. That's all it is.
Shout out to Squishy Muffins.
Squishy Muffins, like if we are actually talking about the best Rocket League player of 2020,
we are.
Either him or Ahmed. Squishy Muffins or Ahmed.
I don't care about any professional Rocket League players. If you're a pro at Rocket League, go touch grass. Okay.
Moving on.
Hours on a game.
Moving on, the best 3-9 college football team of 2021. I don't know who that would go to.
Iowa? Iowa Hawkeyes?
The Iowa Hawkeyes, best 3-9 football team of 2021. All right, worst word game of 2021.
God, that's a tough one.
That's actually tough.
Yeah, that's actually tough.
That's actually hard. Okay.
Vanguard, it could be Battlefield and it could be Hell Let Loose.
I don't think Hell Let Loose came. We're gonna say it did. Fuck it.
Okay, Hell Let Loose. Worst war game of 2021.
I'm gonna say Hell Let Loose because at least put together.
Yeah, you go, John.
Oh yeah, okay. The most anticipated Splatoon game of 2022.
I meant like you were trying to say something about Hell Let Loose. I was gonna let you finish.
Oh, I just totally skipped over.
Hell Let Loose, the worst war game of 2019 of 2021.
Yes.
So there's the award.
It transcends years because it's so shitty. But if we were to move on to the most anticipated Splatoon 2022 is
Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, it's Breath of the Wild. That won't come out in 2022.
Yeah.
3.
All right. Best song featuring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson of the year. This is gonna have to go to the undisputed greatest song of 2021, and of human history, in my opinion, and that's "Face Off" by Tech Nine and two random stupid bastards, and then The Rock. And I think it's attributed because me, Arsenal, and Jordan sang that song for like 3 hours straight when we were in Arizona, because it is just the greatest, most memeable song of all time. And The Rock he's one of the greatest artists of our generation. If I'm gonna be honest, I mean, he is 1 for 1 on bangers. He's 100% hit rate so far. I mean, and shout out Terramana. Okay, shout out fucking Terramana.
Yeah, look. Where do I even start with this masterpiece? Oh God, this is just breaks new boundaries, breaks new sound. It's new sounds, new sonics that are hitting your ears. It's about drive. It's about power. We stay hungry. We devour. Put in the work. Put in the hours, and take what is ours.
For someone that didn't grow up in the rap game, Dwayne "The Rock," he smashed everybody else in the game besides maybe Playboy Cardi. Maybe.
But now he teamed up with the all-time greatest bitch nails of all time, Tech Nine.
Bro, where is our Hobbs and Shaw track? We need Hobbs and Shaw on the next Tech Nine song.
Shout out Terramana. Thank you, Terramana.
Thank you, Terramana. That's his own fucking tequila brand. He's such a douche.
No, seriously, this song is actually amazing. Like, look, this award show, you really, there's some things we really wanted to save for this episode to really share its greatness. We haven't talked about, we haven't had an episode dedicated to Playboy Cardi. We haven't had an episode dedicated to the greatness that is Hobbs and Shaw. We haven't had an episode dedicated to unpacking this fucking amazing song. But we need, and this is what this is for. We've been holding it off, ready to unload our load onto you all. This greatness, this load of greatness. The Rock is honestly had a killer 2021. And also shout out to Jungle Cruise. Shout out to Jungle Cruise. Genuinely glorious.
If you haven't seen this yet, please go watch it. People compare it to like Pirates of the Caribbean.
More like Citizen Kane.
Yeah. The Godfather.
Or like Hobbs and Shaw. It should be.
It's kind of in a league of its own. Honestly.
Yeah. Oh my, and seriously, Face Off. It's like our generation's. It's our generation's Billie Jean. Yeah. Seriously.
Oh my God.
Check this song out if you haven't. Great song.
Yeah, shout out Terramana.
Shout out Terramana. It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour, put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours. Like I got Samoan in my veins. Something. What's my motherfucking
Future's banging with Strange.
What's my motherfucking name? Okay.
It's a personal story about overcoming amnesia by reciting all the traits you can remember about yourself.
What's my motherfucking name?
I'll take your face off.
Rock the fuck.
World by Choppers.
This song.
All right. Greatest meme of 2021, Arso. I think you actually put this on.
Yeah. Greatest meme of 2021. Guys, what is the
I got
greatest
one word
meme
for you. I got one word for you. Okay.
That is my take. Okay, like anyone hasn't seen it, there's a TikTok. Greatest meme of 2021. It's I wish my dad didn't have an affair. If you know what I'm talking about. There's millions of you who know what I'm talking about. That is the
because
greatest
it's got
meme.
like millions of likes on it.
Yeah. It is the greatest meme of 2021. That's my take, but Andrew and John, I don't know if you guys have a meme that really put a smile on your face this year.
I really like the Vishan. Do you remember
that was pretty good. Those were pretty good.
Dude,
Vishon, holy shit! I
that
forgot
was
about
this
Vishon.
year.
Vishon.
He's like, I need a witch. I'm what a witch need.
What is drip if not, or what is sauce if not drip everlasting or whatever?
Dude, those were amazing. The Bernie Sanders sitting.
God, that was the same fucking year. What the fuck?
Isn't that
That was
crazy?
this year. Holy
Yeah,
shit!
both of those were this fucking year. Well, 2021.
Yeah, Vishon. Wow.
Yeah, I give shout out Vishon. That's my pick. We're gonna have to send out lots of trophies. We might
Yeah.
need
Shout out Vishon. Yeah, Vishon.
shout out.
Vishon, yeah.
What about you, Andy?
I'm kind of I think the OK one is really good. I'm trying to scroll through my TikTok quick and find some other good ones. All the ones with Pedro Pascal laughing then crying, those are pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. It's too much. It's just too much. We'd have to make like 90 million trophies for this one. And I think the OK meme, I think that's A1.
A1.
Vishon.
Okay.
Vishon.
And the trophy, specifically trophy, is going out to that man. Wherever you are, I just want you to know how much I respect your
I had
outfit.
it pulled up. Let me
your
see
clothes.
what his name is.
We're sending Bernie Sanders an award. We're sending Vision an award.
His name is Faruqi.
Faruqi, shout out to you, Faruqi. You're my hero and a model to the society community. Model to society. Someone that everybody should look up to for his everlasting drip. Going from there, also award I wanted to give a shout out to just because this is my one time to talk about this. Best multiplayer of the year, multiplayer game. I'm going to give a shout out to Halo Infinite. Fucking amazing. Best multiplayer. Most fun I've had with a multiplayer game in many, many years. But I thought this would also be a good opportunity if you guys want to give a shout out to a multiplayer game. Obviously, there's one you guys have played a lot of.
Rocket League.
Rocket League game of the year again.
Yep, game of the year.
Super Mario Bros.
No, I mean, but if we're talking online multiplayer, yes, I agree with Halo Infinite. But couch co-op multiplayer, it takes two.
Whoa!
By a mile.
Yeah. It's like weird because when I think of multiplayer, I was thinking like online. But yeah, actually, maybe that probably would be best multiplayer. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. Yeah, we're overhyped. Okay, this is Andrew, I think.
No, I did not.
Oh, this was me actually. Okay.
Oh.
For the award for the worst overhyped fucking TV show of the year, fucking in the title and everything. It's got to be Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I knew you're gonna. I had that. I have a list
overhyped,
dude. Where I put what I thought it would be, and I knew it was gonna be Falcon and Winter Soldier.
It was the most viewed Disney Plus show. It was literally the most popular one. And
what?
Yeah,
oh, shit.
It was. Look it up. It was the most popular one, unless
Disney mid
after beat it out. But dude, it got all of the love when it comes to like advertising and shit, and it's probably because it was so bad and they knew it was. Literally, it's just. I mean, like, you don't know what's happening. You don't know anything about the show until about the last episode, maybe the last 20 minutes, and the villain's motivations make no sense. This is just a mess, honestly. And it sucks because I really like Bucky and Falcon's character, but
You mean Captain America?
Captain America now, yeah. And that origin story was pretty damn terrible. So it's kind of sad. It's really sad, actually, because he's going
to have a lot of Marvel in the next one as well.
Like, bruh. Yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier. If I like, what did I give a ranking? What did I give this for a ranking? I need to find it really quick. I gave it a 6.5. I would almost drop that to a 5.5 in retrospect. It's the most mid TV show that came out this year. I would watch over it.
Yeah, I think I talked about this when I was talking about Eternals, but I would retroactively definitely put Falcon and Winter Soldier down. I can't believe I gave it a 7. I was being way too kind to it.
Yeah, I think
That's
you
disgusting.
know that the other Loki was such a banger, and you almost have to compare it to its other Marvel shows that came out this year. And if you do compare it, it's just like leagues worse. But I won't spend any more time on that piece of shit TV
But
show.
we can spend time on another piece of shit.
Another piece of shit. By the way,
Worst movie the fucking
the lowest rated movie that the ControllerCast reviewed, probably of all time, because it's a pretty atrocious score.
It got lower than Attack of the Clones, and Attack of the Clones got a 4.2 from us, which is bad, very bad. Let There Be Carnage got all in all a 2.5. Ursel gave it a 2. I gave it a 3. I would retroactively give it a 2. Let's just drop that score further, because
drop it, please. Change it.
The only reason it even gets a 2 is because it's somewhat put together. I mean, it has an end. That's about all.
It has the credits. It has actors acting.
It has the bare minimum for a movie. That's about all I can say about it. It's terrible.
I think it's the only thing that we've ever gone back and officially retroactively gone back and changed the score, because I think we both gave it, like, John, you gave it a 3, and I think I gave it like a 4.5.
Yeah.
I saw the runtime, it was 90 minutes, and I said this movie's gonna suck ass, and then I got shit on for it, and then it ended up actually sucking ass.
Dude, yeah, I apologize, Andrew, publicly.
That is the one time I think I will ever be right on that, because runtime does not mean anything. But I had a feeling that it was going to be dog shit.
Yeah, that movie was terrible. The first one's better.
Yeah, the first one is like decent, like a 6.5.
Yeah. You said that with such like volition in your voice. Like, first one is really decent, like a 6.5.
Say a 6.5 is just above okay, just below good. It's really decent, but yeah, no, this is very, very bad. 2 out of 10 is like stinky levels,
and it's really, I think it's actually this movie actually probably would have held its score, but literally, like, this movie's post-credit scene that gave it its extra points, retroactively a few months later made it worse.
Yeah, because like there was no follow-up other than Venom just being just as useless as he was prior. Fucking Morbius is probably going to have more love in the MCU than Venom.
By the way, I did not realize Morbius is coming out this month.
I don't think I'm going to see it right away.
Yeah, probably same.
Yeah, I mean, it looks okay, actually, I'm not gonna lie, but we'll see.
But I guess, Andrew, did you have a worst movie that you saw this year? Worst?
Probably that movie I watched yesterday, but that was in 2022. So I'm trying to think of what else I watched. Like, I didn't really watch that many bad movies in 2021. Because let me see what I even watched. I watched The Guilty. Halloween Kills is my lowest rated movie of 2021. That movie stunk ass.
Halloween Kills.
What would you give it out of 10?
Like a 3 or a 4. It was really fucking bad.
Yeah, I heard it was bad.
So I think
it was really bad.
I think we can just send we won't send an award out for this.
Yeah, you just get the satisfaction to know that you made the worst movie of the year. Congrats, Venom and Halloween.
Venom. I just don't know how they put that shit into the universe and thought, yeah, enjoy this. And there are Venom stands out there. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen Venom stands on Twitter.
Jesus.
I
can't. Yeah.
Poor people.
Yeah.
Cringe. But
so I think you put these ones too.
Yeah, I did. So criteria these two. So biggest surprise of the year. So this is something that you thought was not going to be good or kind of going to be stinky. it turned out to be something really good or something you really enjoyed. I put this here specifically so I could. I think we'll probably all have different answers for this, but I want to give a special shout out to Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Definitely something I thought was going to be stinky, especially coming off of Marvel's The Avengers, because that game is stinky. But seriously, the more time this game, it keeps aging like a fine wine. This game is actually fantastic, and I've seen it on a lot of people's end of the year list. And I think the more people are talking about this game, people are like, "Wow, this is like actually like a fantastic story." And literally, the consensus, like seriously, for people out there, the consensus on everyone that plays this game is this game is leaps and bounds better than the MCU Guardians of the Galaxy. Go watch. I watched when I watched Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie, after playing this game, and I was like, wow, that was kind of not that great. Yeah, it was kind of mid after playing the game. Seriously, this is up there with like Spider-Man in terms of like storytelling and things like that. It might honestly have a better story than Spider-Man, but the gameplay brings it down. But still, I definitely think if you're a Marvel fan, check this out, especially when it goes on sale. You will not regret it. It's one of my favorite games of the year, which is not something I was expecting to say. So that's my biggest surprise of the year. But what about you guys? What is something that you guys didn't have high hopes for, but something that maybe surprised you?
Mine is Dune. I really didn't know what to expect with Dune. And I figured like with the scope of it and the fact that it's like a remake of, previous iterations of Dune, and it's based on a 1950s novel and it's science fiction, I was like, this might be kind of mid. But Dune actually, if if a certain movie about spiders and men didn't come out this year, that might have been my movie of the year. Honestly, Dune was really, really good, and it definitely surprised me. But
I think it's the best picture frontrunner.
Really?
Dune, yeah.
Spider-Man in the list.
But if we're talking about like things that are like safer bets for best picture,
yeah.
I mean, No Way Home, I could see getting nominated, but no way in hell No Way Home is going to get best picture.
Yeah, because and this is why we have the best award show. It's because Oscars and shit and Grammys, they just don't consider actually good pieces of stuff. They have to go with indie shit, even though Dune's not indie. They have to feel like they're ahead of the curve and picking something that like no one's seen, like 12 Years a Slave, even though that
12 Years a Slave is amazing.
Yeah. Like stuff that no one's heard of until the award show.
Nomadland. You can throw Nomadland under the bus.
Yeah, Nomadland.
There we go. But yeah, Dune was my biggest surprise of the year.
I'd say my biggest surprise of the year was Bowser's Fury. I did not expect some 2.5 hour add-on to 3D World to actually be fucking banging, but god damn it, it was.
Potential future of Mario.
Yeah, if that's the future of Mario, I fuck with it.
I'm all for it.
I had liked Bowser's Fury more than 3D World in the end when I finished it.
Same.
So I'd say that's probably my biggest surprise, because I was like, oh, they're just fucking throwing this shit in there so they can justify $60, but sheesh, pretty good.
Kind of worth $60 for it, TBH.
Yeah. Going from there, kind of the sister award to this one, biggest disappointment of the year. So something that you maybe had high hopes for, that let you down. This is actually gonna be a two-way tie for me, between Battlefield 2042. I'm bringing it back up again because I feel like when that game got announced, and even when we talked about it, when it first got announced, the reception behind that game on the internet was very, very positive. Everyone was like, "This is gonna be awesome." And holy shit, that game, it was dead on arrival. But we already talked about that. The other thing, though, biggest disappointment is Don't Look Up by the new Adam McKay film. Has Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, a lot of fucking actors, Jesus. big disappointment. Huge disappointment. Definitely the biggest disappointment for a film. This is an all-star cast, and this movie was a boring fucking slog to get through, and it was not funny. Nowhere near as funny as I thought it was. The movie just gets too far up its own ass, and it just feels like a really bad. This is how someone described it. It describes it perfectly. It feels like a really bad 2.5 hour long SNL skit. It's just kind of obnoxious. And yeah, really disappointed with it, especially because Leo DiCaprio is very strict with his roles, and the fact that he landed on a stinker this year is kind of let me down, honestly. So that's my two biggest disappointments of the year. What about you guys?
My biggest disappointment of the year and I'm bringing it up again, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I had a lot of hopes for that, especially considering we can't drop Captain America. There's got to be a new Captain America, right? And what they did with Falcon's origin story and how he became Captain America, it was just very poorly done. I would have given this award to Venom, Let There Be Carnage, but I kind of figured it would be pretty stinky. But I expected Falcon and Winter Soldier to potentially be in the 9 range, because like the Captain America movies were some of the best standalone MCU movies, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But Falcon and Winter Soldier, it was just borderline bad. For an MCU product, it was okay compared to everything else, but for an MCU product, it was just beyond mid. Probably some of the worst MCU stuff I've seen. Hawkeye was leagues better, honestly.
Eternals was better too.
I agree. Yeah. I would almost put Eternals in my biggest surprise of the year, to backtrack a hair, because the critics shat on that movie, and I thought it was pretty good. Seemed like it set up potential big bads for the next Avengers film. I liked it.
Big bad.
I liked it a lot.
What about you, Andrew? Biggest disappointment?
Biggest disappointment, to give it 4 straight awards, is the GTA trilogy. I was super fucking excited for that shit, because I love the GTA trilogy. I have all 3 of them in their original forms on PlayStation 2. Well, original forms. The PS2 versions on PS4. But I thought, like, they'll use the GTA 5 engine. It'll look fucking good. It'll be playable. Have modern controls. It'll look better. And what I got was a fucking 4K upscaled mobile game. So that fucking sucked. And it was really disappointing. And a lot of the gust in my sales for GTA 6 kind of was taken out, because now I'm not too confident in what they can do in the future. If they thought that their greatest 3 games deserved shit treatment like that. And also with GTA Online getting an expansion, but not the single player. Single player matters too, man.
Yeah, Casey and I are going to play through the GTA single player for our next game, because there's nothing else to play through right now.
I mean, you could play Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, well, in terms of
the best Rockstar game.
Okay.
Red Dead Redemption 2, the best Rockstar game.
Well, in terms of Rockstar games, we're gonna go by the order of when they were released. And
so when are you playing Bully?
Yeah, so you're gonna play the GTA 3 campaign first.
Yeah, when are you playing GTA 1 and 2?
I'm talking about PS4 generation or above. I don't think I'll back.
So yeah, you have 2 Rockstar games to work with.
Well, I've watched through an entire playthrough of Bully.
Hey, now listen here. GTA 5 is PS3 generation. Don't forget.
Yeah, there's you only actually have one Rockstar game to work with.
Red Dead Redemption.
All roads lead to Red Dead Redemption 2.
We will probably end up playing it because of how hype it is, but it's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit for us. We'll get there.
Well, that wraps up our categories, so we will get to the real awards, the ones we're actually sending out trophies for. And let's get right into it. All right, so jumping into the big boys, the heavy hitters, the shit you came for. we are going to jump into our big awards of the episode. So we will start off with most anticipated of 2022. So I will start. I personally, this is kind of a out of left field pick, but the thing I'm most looking forward to in 2022,
we know it. We know it.
specifically for video games, is the 3D Kirby game that's coming out in April. I am actually super interested in how they will pull off a 3D Kirby game, 3D open world Kirby game.
I'm actually surprised you picked that. I thought you were going to say Pokemon Legends.
I've seen enough of that. I haven't seen anything of Kirby. I'm actually very interested in how they handle that and how they approach it, because I have played some of the 2D Kirby games, and they're good, but I feel like Kirby in 3D, the last Kirby 3D game came out on the N64, so it's been like forever. So, I mean, I'm very interested to see how it goes. I hope it's very good, because if it's very good, then maybe I'll actually give a shit about Kirby again. John, what about you?
So my most anticipated thing of 2022, I might share this with Ursel, and I know that we're all hyped for this. God of War Ragnarok. I mean, dude, I am so excited for that. And I would have actually put Breath of the Wild over this, but we haven't seen much of it, and I don't expect it to come out in 2022. But God of War Ragnarok looks amazing. I played through the first one this year, so it's still fresh in my mind. And even though I don't necessarily share the sentiment with a lot of people that God of War is like the best game on PlayStation, I don't necessarily share that sentiment, but it seems like God of War Ragnarok is like a necessary sequel to the overarching story. And I think, depending on what they do with it, it could make God of War 1 and 2 together the best package on PlayStation. And if it was better than The Last of Us 1 and 2 as a package, then shit, PlayStation fans just eaten. But besides that, honorable mention goes to the new Batman movie. I am so hyped for the new Batman movie, especially after the most recent trailer. It looks like it gives me Christopher Nolan vibes a lot, but it also gives me like the 1990s Batman vibes, like with the Penguin and shit. Like, I'm really excited for the new Batman. But most anticipated, my official award, my trophy that I'm sending out will be to the guys over in Santa Monica Studios, right?
Yeah, Sony Santa Monica.
Yep. God of War Ragnarok.
Sheesh. Okay. Well, for me, John, you were close, but no cigar. Close. It's actually funny because it's what you said, but flipped around. My my most anticipated thing of 2022 is going to be the Batman movie. I'm actually like super excited for this film. As people don't know, it's no surprise, my favorite film of all time is The Dark Knight. And the fact that they're really kind of gunning for that quality bar has me really excited. Everything I've seen from the trailers of this movie makes this look like it's gonna be a fantastic film, a really gritty boots. I'm not gonna say that gritty, like realistic, iteration of Batman, really dark, which is I love when they really take Batman to a dark place. God of War Ragnarok was I was kind of bouncing back and forth between the two, but God of War Ragnarok is probably like an honorable mention. And Breath of the Wild also same exact thing, would have been there, but I genuinely, with all the everything in my heart, I really do not believe that game is coming out this year. And I think it's going to be a launch title for the next Nintendo console, which is going to come out in 2023.
You heard it.
I'm still staying by that statement.
Same.
And also a few more honorable mentions. Just these are some extra ones. They weren't in the running, but a few things I'm also really anticipated for: Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and Thor. Fucking Thor: Love and Thunder. Jesus, I don't know why it took me forever to say that. But yeah, Batman, my most anticipated of 2022. John, you said God of War Ragnarok, and Andrew, you said the Kirby. What even is the game called? I don't even know.
Kirby and the Lost World, I want to say, but I'm not 100% positive.
Awesome.
I'm interested in that. I think that was kind of a out of left field pick.
If it's any good, then it could give my Switch some life again.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land is what it's called.
It looks kind of like it looks like kind of like a Kirby Odyssey.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And it was kind of like a random throw in the last direct, I remember, because I remember it Nintendo of Japan's website accidentally leaked it. Made a little oopsie poopsie. But it looks pretty cool.
I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually put this I'm gonna put this down. I want to have the answers to these.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So best thing we reviewed in 2021.
We want to talk about this as a group, have a discussion. What are some things in the running?
I mean, I just looked at the highest scored things we did on here.
That's fair.
From the ControllerCast. Unofficially, Spider-Man did not get it because Andrew would not give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but I gave. I was thinking it was gonna be Last of Us Part 2.
Last of Us Part 2 is, for me, the best thing we reviewed in 2021 as well.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I guess we're all on the same page then. Yeah, I also think, I guess I could chime in with this. I thought that was just a really great episode to talk about. I want to do this again for another game, but this is all something that we were waiting for a while to talk about. We all love it, obviously. We think it's one of the greatest games ever made. And having such a really in-depth conversation for something that deserves such an in-depth conversation was really fulfilling and really satisfying. That was like a 4.5-hour conversation, and I'm very curious what's something that will match the length of that.
In The Last of Us, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Didn't we do it in 2 parts?
Yeah, it was well, we did it in one recording, one 5 long recording
for the people.
But like, even though we went into like a total deep dive of the story, which we don't really do anymore in our reviews, you kind of had to, because this game, like, it deserves all the credit, and you almost have to review it in every story beat, because it's all just it's just magnificent. Like, it's a work of art of a game. It's probably the best story of any medium I've ever experienced. It's my favorite game of all time. And even though it didn't come out in 2021, I mean, it was definitely the best thing that we reviewed this year, I think. And like I said, like, dude, favorite game of all time. We talked about it for almost 5 hours, and we could have easily talked about it for more than that. Like, this thing we're still talking about it.
Yeah. I think I really think this is going to be also like I mean, look, the public perception on this game already has completely changed in the past year. So many people are already understanding the masterpiece it is. And I think it will be like a Red Dead Redemption 2 situation as well, where as years go by, the appreciation of this game just keeps rolling and rolling, snowballing, that snowballing. And, I think people will view this as better than the original Last of Us a few years down the line.
A while, but
Naughty Dog remastered Last of Us 1 with the Last of Us 2 gameplay engine when? Question mark.
Yeah, put it all into one package.
I want to play the first one again so bad, but after playing the second one, it's so, like, the controls are so whack compared to how nice the second one controls.
I haven't gone back to the first since playing the second.
Mm-hmm.
I would do that.
But
faction.
Yeah, best singer.
Damn it.
Yeah,
so
now we just need faction.
Unanimous. Yeah.
But I do want to give an honorable shout out though to, it wasn't something that we gave a 10 out of 10 to, but I do want to give a shout out to The Shining, actually. Because my
that was
appreciation for
really
this
good.
this movie, actually, I gained a lot of appreciation for this film this year. It's actually like now my favorite like horror film, and it's one of my favorite movies ever. So I want to give a specific shout out to that one because I knew I loved Tilu 1 and 2, and like Breath of the Wild, The Shining, like really, really moved up in the ranks for me. So little honorable mention to Shining.
And we got recognized by an IGN editor on that one, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Shout out, I can't remember her name off the top of my
Lana
head.
Pierce.
Yeah, shout out Lana if you're listening.
All right.
Right.
So now on to the auditory sphere, the single of the year. I'll let you guys go first.
We're all gonna have the same one. Obviously, it's Face Off, but besides that,
Jesus.
I mean, I can start us off. Mine's easy. I would say Take My Breath easily. It's my favorite single of the year. It's such a banger. It's always singing in my recently played playlist. It's got that like nice 80s synth to it. Kind of reminds me of Blinding Lights. And even if The Weeknd is just trying to capture the Blinding Lights bottle, lightning in a bottle energy with this, I think it's pretty damn close to that, honestly. Like this song is still always stuck in my head. I love the 80s synth and I love the vocals. They're so catchy. I know all the words, even though there's not a lot. It's not that hard, but it still stays stuck in my head. I love Take My Breath. Way better than Moth to a Flame.
I'm glad you gave it a shout out because it's not going to be my choice, but I'm glad it's one of us mentioned it because it is a fantastic single.
Yeah,
and I think, and I really didn't like it that much when I first heard it. I mean, we talked about that, but it still it's definitely had staying power. I'll say that.
Yeah, I agree.
What about you, Andrew?
I would actually do the opposite. I will give the honorable mention to Take My Breath and the single of the year to Moth to a Flame because I think Moth to a Flame is a fucking banger.
That would be my honorable mention. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite nighttime driving songs for sure. Take My Breath is also very good with that one part, but I think Moth to the Flame is an extremely good song. And I think Swedish House Mafia and The Weeknd fucking killed it on that.
The beat switch, dude. The beat switch and Take My Breath is legendary.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But it's just a temporary
beat switch. Yeah, it's not even a beat switch.
Well, not a beat switch, but like
interlude.
Tempo shift. It's not even a tempo shift. I don't know what you call it.
Instrumental.
I know what you're talking about. But...
Bridge.
Would it be a bridge?
It's an instrumental bridge. It's taking you from the from the hook to the hook.
Yeah, you're right. I gotta get.
By the way, Face Off is not a single. It came out on the album Asinine.
Okay, well,
I was viewing single as like just individual song. I don't know if that was
so song of the year.
Yeah, were your guys' choices stay the same?
I would still say that.
Yeah, Andrew, would your choice?
Yeah, I would probably keep it the same.
Okay,
but I would throw Hurricane in there, or Off the Grid. Off the Grid might be an honorable mention if we're doing song of the year.
Yeah,
honorable mention.
Off the Grid goes fucking hard. That's a great song.
So okay, I
breath more than all of those, so it'd probably still be my single of the year. But
okay, so my song of the year, I have an honorable mention. I'll mention the winner. Honorable mention. I'm actually gonna say something that might surprise you guys. Honorable mention is gonna go to Montero, by Lil Nas X. Yes. This not
Montero parentheses call me by my name.
Yes. Now this wasn't like anywhere close to like my most listened song, but I won't deny the quality of the song, and I also think just like I think what it does for hip hop is also really important. Just a blatantly gay song, I'm gonna say it, but like in a good way. But it's also a banger, and I feel like it was kind of this was on everyone's playlist at one point, and I think it's worth giving an honorable mention to. But my song of the year is gonna be Off the Grid. First to go viral, then to go digital. Yeah, I love Off the Grid. Amazing song. Seriously, everyone in that song, Playboy Cardi, like this is not even me, like me. Playboy Cardi goes hard in that song.
He goes off. We have to
five, yeah, 5 Yo Foreign, hardest guest verse on Donda. Kanye, that Kanye verse, one of the Kanye's hardest verses of the decade. Seriously, banger song. Everyone goes hard as fuck on that song. Off the Grid is my song of the year, and honorable mention I gotta give to Montero. But I wanna but yeah, I guess we'll keep on going from there. Yeah, I love and Off the Grid wasn't even my favorite song on Donda at one point, but it's really like it just, you can't deny the absolute heat that Off the Grid is. It's just insane. The fire flames.
It just goes off every time. I never get tired of it. It's one of those songs that I can just listen to over and over.
And I just love Kanye's like delivery on the hook, or it just sounds so Kanye, because it doesn't even sound like he's saying anything. Like how it's like
and I'm gig. Got tats on my wrist.
I just tatted my kid, Onyx.
So album of the year. I can go first on this one.
Any honorable mentions?
Honorable mention, Silk Sonic's album, honorable mention. Yeah, that's the only one. My album of the year is alludes to Arsenal's honorable mention on song of the year. It's Montero by Lil Nas X. That whole album is fucking, I listened to that album on repeat for like 2 weeks straight, I think. It was definitely my favorite album of the year. So Sonic's album was very good, but I feel like Montero was more consistent and kept me invested in it. Like, I think Silk Sonics is very good. That's why it's my honorable mention. But I thought Montero was a very good album, and I loved every song on the album.
I thought you were gonna say Donda. I was like, bro, do you remember what you gave that?
No, yeah, that's why I did. That's why there's only one honorable mention.
Yeah, I am in the same year. I'm just gonna cut right in because my album of the year, even though we didn't formally review it, is also Montero. There's no skips. I have the whole album.
It's so good.
The only other thing I could say, almost no skips about, is Certified Lover Boy. There are a couple of skips on there. And Certified Lover Boy was my honorable mention. It was really close. I was actually going back and forth on this one because I think Certified Lover Boy is some of the best of Drake's career, in my opinion anyway. I know that you guys don't necessarily share that sentiment, but it's been in my rotation more than anything except Montero. And Montero has no skips. I would give it also a 9, in my opinion. I gave Certified Lover Boy a 9. And I would give Montero a 9, but for album of the year, I'd say Montero.
Turn up every day, girl. They don't say that in the Bible.
Say it in the Bible.
Yeah, dang, I was not expecting you guys to both the Montero. AOTY. Okay, so my honorable mention is going to go. Geez, whoa. It's going. I have 2 honorable mentions actually that I want to say. It's my top 3. Number 3, I'm going to give to Life of a Don by Don Toliver. This album I thought was severely mid when it first came out, but it has completely hit different.
A severe case of the mids.
Yeah, severe case of the mids. But this past month, this album has completely clicked with me, and it has become one of my most played albums of the year. And also my number 2 pick is going to actually be Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator. This was actually originally going to be my album of the year, but it just didn't have that staying power that I wanted it to. It's a fantastic album, but probably Tyler, the Creator's best, but it just didn't really make it past the summer for me, but I think it's worth an honorable mention. And then my album of the year is going to be An Evening with Silk Sonic. I think that album is fantastic. It's like an album that like the best way I can describe it is cool. It just oozes with cool. And it's a really weird way to describe an album, but if you listen to it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The sonics on it are silky, and no, it's a beautiful production, beautiful vocal performances by both, by Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars. And honestly, I thought it was a fantastic album. It was very straight to the point. It was only 8 or 9 songs, like 30 something minutes. And I thought it was a fantastic album. So Evening with Silk Sonic, that is my album of the year. And then honorable mention goes to Call Me If You Get Lost and Life of Dawn.
Okay. All right. So the next one, I'm kind of handicapped on this because I don't watch too many, but TV show of the year. I know John is a TV fiend.
Yes. Casey and I with pretty much everything.
So I can do mine first. My TV show of the year, because it's one of, I don't even know how many I watched this year. Not very many, but is Midnight Mass on Netflix. It was.
I heard a lot of good things about
made that.
It's Mike Flanagan.
Yes, Mike Flanagan. He made some other Netflix show.
Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah, Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor. Those are both. I have not seen Hill House all the way through, but I watched Bly Manor all the way through. Both very good horror shows. If anybody's looking for some good ones, those are both really good.
I'll have to check out Midnight Mass then. Yeah,
Midnight Mass is kind of more like a reserve.
It's more like religion, right?
Yeah, so the basic plot is like there's some weird like Catholic shit going on in this town, and everybody's like really sketchy, and the priest gets sick all the time, and I don't want to spoil anything, because if I explain what the actual plot is, it spoils a lot. But it's not like a out like in your face like like jump scare horror movie or TV show, kind of, because like Hill House and Bly Manor have like those moments where it's just like kind of jump scares, kind of more scarier, like paranormal stuff.
More reserved.
I got spoiled on what it's like, quote unquote, actually about.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for John, because I think have you seen it, John?
No, not yet. But
I think you and Casey would actually like, especially since I know you grew up like kind of Catholic at least, but
yeah.
You can probably pick some bullshit out that you have experienced, but me and Jordan really liked it. I liked the production value. Everything in it was really good, and it was very well put together. And I thought it was just a really good show. And I mean, I didn't watch too many, but I'm really glad I watched this show this year. So either one of you can take the next one. I don't know.
Well, I'll go ahead and go. For an honorable mention, I'll start off. It's actually gonna be, I have a couple of honorable mentions because I watched a lot of TV. But Squid Game is definitely an honorable mention. I loved Squid Game. I thought it was very unique. And it got me into Korean TV. And I think that Casey and I will probably watch some more Korean shows after this. WandaVision is also actually an honorable mention for me. It was really creative, and I loved how it started off, and I really wish they would have kept the vibe that they had for the first 6-7 episodes all the way through. But I just thought the ending was kind of mid. I don't know.
I agree.
And Agatha, maybe she'll pan out to be more of a fleshed out character in the MCU, but it's just like the ambiguity of WandaVision was what I liked so much about it, but the explanations for me were just like meh. Which Marvel's usually really good at the explanation part as well as the ambiguity, but I thought they kind of fell flat a little bit on WandaVision. But for my TV show of the year, it's actually going to go to Loki. I thought Loki was so cool. I thought it was one of the best MCU productions of the year until Spider-Man. Like the production was the best of any of the MCU shows, in my opinion. and the stakes were a lot higher than in WandaVision. Like Loki was so mysterious. And it had a lot of cool twists and turns for me. Like every episode I was like, oh, where's this going? Like, and it ended off with what might be the next big bad of the MCU, but who knows? Because every single MCU project that we've seen, I think, since Loki has made me wonder like where everything's going. But yeah, Loki, I would have given it a 9 out of 10. I think I did for our official rating, but I would stick with that. And for me, it's TV show of the year.
Awesome. Damn. Okay. All right. So my honorable mention is actually going to be WandaVision. Same kind of resonating the same things John said. And this is why, I feel like when people talk about the best MCU show this year, it kind of comes down to Loki and WandaVision. This is what I'll say why I think WandaVision I like more. I think WandaVision, when it had me hooked in, it had me hooked in a lot more than Loki did. And I thought the first 6 episodes of WandaVision were like I was just a lot more invested and interested in what was going on with the story. Loki, I'm gonna be honest, I was not that hot on Loki until probably the last episode. I thought the last episode was fantastic. But up until there, I think the ride to get to that final episode was kind of all over the place in quality, and the whole like he's in love with, I guess, himself. Like I get the idea behind it, but it's also kind of cringe and not executed the best in my opinion. But yeah, but I still think Loki is a good show. Like it was probably like a 7.5 to me. And I swear we rated it, but I can't find it on our list.
Yeah, we rated it.
Yeah.
Back.
And I can't find it, but anyways, but I think WandaVision I think was fantastic for most of its run. I just didn't think it stuck the landing that well. But I think when it hit, WandaVision hit. But I will give, and this is not the best choice. Honestly, I wish I watched more TV shows. Probably the best TV show I've seen this year is probably Schitt's Creek, honestly. But that's not a 2021 show. It's gonna go to Squid Game, because I thought Squid Game was fantastic. I think it deserved the hype. And it was a really entertaining show, and it just shows how great Korean media can be, and it's really how Korean media is right up there with the best of the best for Hollywood. And it's a really timely show. It's really reflective of society as a whole right now, of capitalism. Believe it or not, whatever people try to tell you, that show is not about communism. I don't know where that take is coming from. But yeah, Squid Game. I loved watching Squid Game, and I loved being part of that big cultural event that show was. So WandaVision is, or not WandaVision. WandaVision is honorable mention, and Squid Game is my show of the year.
I like it.
Good choice. All right.
Honorable mentions. We're having a lot of overlap.
Yeah, so. I like that.
All right. So this one, I think I know what it's going to be, but movie of the year.
You start us off, Andrew.
My honorable mention will be No Time to Die. I thought it was very good and a fitting end to Daniel Craig's chapter as Bond, and I'm very excited to see who takes over. But movie of the year, I'm gonna have to go with No Way Home.
Oh shit! Okay, I was not expecting you to say that.
Let's see what I thought Dune was really good, but like I mean, when we did our review, I mentioned like it felt like just like an extended trailer for part 2, like so it was like hard for me to even put it as honorable mention. But I thought No Way Home. One, because Spider-Man's my favorite Marvel superhero. I'm really the only one I give us half a shit about. And I thought the movie was, I also wasn't on that, so I would give like a brief review. I thought it was an excellent movie, and I liked all like the fan service it did. And I thought bringing, all the old villains in the past Spider-Man back was really cool. I just feel like there's like I found like there's like a lot of plot holes, kind of. Not to get too in depth, but I mean like it seems like at the end when Peter Parker gets like disappeared from the universe, basically, like it doesn't really like explain how far back it or like what it entails, because like, you know, I was thinking at the end of the movie, I was like I obviously it's a hypothetical, but like if Ned and MJ like look at their phones, is like all the pictures with Peter Parker just like there's just like an empty space in there, or like is he in there and they're like, who the fuck's this random stranger on my phone lock screen? Like like I guess maybe I'm just looking too in depth into it, but and I just
Yeah.
feel like the
It's one of
whole
the things with the MCU, you almost just have to accept that it all magically worked out where like they maybe don't have the pictures.
yeah. And I thought the whole like I felt some of the comedy, I know MCU has like that type of comedy, but I feel like some of the comedy was a little cringe. Like
I shared that same sentiment.
like the whole like, you know, Scooby-Doo this shit, and like people in the theater were like, oh dude, he said, oh, that's so funny, and I was just like, shit, god, like,
Dude,
you
it was
could have
funny.
not said that.
We watched Endgame just a couple of days ago to like do a direct comparison since they're the two huge MCU products. And wow, the comedy did not age well in Endgame. You guys need to watch it again. It's like actually icky how bad the comedy is in it.
It's and that's like just I know that's like an MCU like thing, is the whole comedy shtick that kind of gets forced in there, but like that's the only reason that on the rating I didn't give it a 10. I thought it, some of the choices of the story seemed kind of iffy, like why Peter Parker's first instinct instead of like calling the school is to just like reset the fucking universe back to like pre-Mysterio exposing him, which like it seems like a lot of work for something that was really small. And even in the movie, is like, why didn't you just call them? And
Yeah, well, it was about more than that. But
yeah,
first watch through, I was like, yeah, what?
yeah. I mean, it was an excellent movie, and I thought like it was genuinely like one of the cooler moments I've been in a theater, because I didn't watch Infinity War or Endgame in the actual theater. I watched it on Netflix like way after. So like seeing people like hooting and hollering and fucking going crazy when Andrew Garfield and Toby come into the movie was like super fucking cool to see. Felt more like an event than just going to see a film. And I mean, Bond was really good, and Bond is like a very slim margin away from beating out No Way Home. But I think like the experience of watching it in the theater, and me not being on Twitter when it came out, so avoiding like any spoilers besides like the shit we already knew, like, you know, all three of them would be in the movie, which is the worst kept secret of 2021. That's another award we could have given out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it felt like the most complete cinematic experience of the year, honestly.
Well, I can go next. Obviously, my movie of the year is also Spider-Man.
Your honorable mention, though.
Mention is Dune.
Okay,
Yeah, and I'll keep my thoughts pretty short because we've already talked about both. But I mean, Spider-Man is literally, it was the culmination of 2 decades of movies, and it has done something that no other movie can really do. Like DC is never gonna do that. They're never gonna have Christian Bale and
I hope that God Christian Bale doesn't come back.
yeah, right.
Dude,
the only movie you could pull this off on is Spider-Man. And like I guess Loki kind of had that effect, but like definitely not yeah. Doesn't even compare.
Well, I think No Way Home also benefits from the fact that they like soft reboot Spider-Man like every so often, which like gave all this extra stuff that like isn't in this timeline, but you could bring over and incorporate multiple timelines into.
And
Spider-Man
even
2002 is now the first MCU movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is crazy. And even despite bringing in Toby and Andrew, like that's not even what I loved about this movie. I legitimately loved the story of it, and I thought it was a really really good way to cap off and have a new beginning for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And it's just like, for me, it's so comparable to like The Dark Knight and how it's low-key dark. Like, yes, it's got the MCU uh smiling moments, but like it's fucking Peter Parker lost everything. And they were like that was a ballsy move to have him do that. Um because in theory, Zendaya and Ned don't have to be in the next movie. Um, I don't know. I just thought it was, well, I do know. It was easily the best movie of the year. I'm gonna keep my thoughts short. Listen to our previous episode if you want to know more in depth, but 10 out of 10 still for me. And I want to see it again for a third time in theaters because you need to see this movie in theaters. You cannot wait until it comes out on Disney Plus. Like, you've got to see this one with the big booming sound and the big screen, especially IMAX. But yeah, Dune would be honorable mention. I talked about it a little bit earlier. Um, it's really good. It needs that second part and third part potentially.
Yeah, well, shit. I am, um, yeah, I'll give my two honorable mentions. Because I think this one I think has kind of fallen under the radar, and I think it deserves some love again. Honorable mention. My two honorable mentions I'm going to give are The Suicide Squad, because I actually think that was a fantastic film, and I feel like it's fallen off people's radars. It was hilarious, and really like how you could turn a property around because that first film was really stinky. But I also do want to give a shout out to Dune, because I think Dune is a masterfully made film, definitely the best made film of the year, I think. Um, on a very purely like technical basis, that film is fantastic. And no surprise, it's from the guy who made Blade Runner 2049. But from there, obviously, my movie of the year is Spider-Man: No Way Home. And I want people to preface this, like I can totally. This is coming from someone who Spider-Man is like that's like been my guy since childhood. Like I'm obsessed with Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man so fucking much. I'm obsessed with the games, even uh, the TV shows, the cartoons, like the '90s cartoons. Like, so I live and breathe and shit Spider-Man, except maybe between like 2008 and like 2014 when uh, I mean, Andrew Garfield movies are just not that good. I don't care what the revisionist history is. Andrew Garfield's movies are really not that good. But no, and honestly, like besides Spider-Man 2, this really is like a fantastic Spider-Man story. Like I think Spider-Man 2 is like, really distills Spider-Man down to like a really raw Spider-Man story. But I think this is also does that in a very different way, in a lot more grandiose way. Um, you know, and pretty much the message of the film is, with great power comes great responsibility. And the reason why it is the best movie, and I think why I love it so much, is look, yeah, there are definitely there's a plot hole that we very blatantly pointed out during our review, and there's no explanation of that plot hole, right? There's definitely some hand waving that's going on in this film. Specifically, like I do think there's some things that haven't been completely explained that will be explained in future movies, either in the MCU or the next Spider-Man film. Like how exactly does him getting wiped work? So I won't knock it for that. But no, this movie could have like I said in our review, this movie should have completely not worked. And the fact that it not only works, but it works as well as it does, deserves some serious fucking recognition and praise. Because I can't. This is not an easy thing to pull off. And we've seen how, in older Spider-Man movies, how putting too much into one film can overstuff it and make it into a shitty mess. Honestly, Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2 come first to mind when you think about something like that. And yeah, this film is amazing, and it was a magical experience watching it in theaters. So yeah, my movie of the year is Spider-Man: No Way Home. So I guess that takes us to the final award, which
The
I just want to
finale.
say, I do want to say, I don't know why there's something about game of the year, why that's always such a big deal. Like what people's game of the year.
The only interactive medium.
Yeah, I want like there's something about like titling something your game of the year that feels a lot
Yeah,
more grandiose.
Gotti looks better than like AOTY or best picture.
MOTY.
It's got
It's
it's
always,
got the staying power.
always important. Like, what is my game of the year? So fitting that we save it for last.
All
I have a
right.
feeling, I don't know. I feel like I might be the only one that might have a deep dive onto this one.
All right. Yeah. Game.
I'll let you
of
guys
the-
go.
All right. John, you go first this time.
Perfect. Well, I would say for honorable mention to start it off, it's gonna be Hot Wheels Unleashed. Dude, if you
That's
have
my honorable mention too.
if you haven't played Hot Wheels Unleashed and it's on sale right now for like $30 on the PlayStation Store.
Highly recommend.
Yes, highly recommend. It takes adaptive triggers to a whole new level. If you like collectathons, this is the game for you. It's the best arcade racer since Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Highly recommend. I would give it like an 8.5 out of 10. I would say the multiplayer isn't the best, and there's not, for me, a lot of incentive to do multiplayer specifically, but like the single player experience in it is bar none, because Mario Kart kind of sucks on single player level, but Hot Wheels is amazing on a single player level, and Hot Wheels is okay from a multiplayer perspective. Like Mario Kart is amazing. It's a multiplayer game. And the only thing that I would knock Hot Wheels for, other than the multiplayer not being the best, is that for couch co-op wise, it's not. It's hard to pick up and be good at.
Any kind of split screen racing game is just hard to play on a couch, I feel like.
Well, and like Mario Kart is the best one, but like everyone's just played it. Everyone knows how it works.
Mhm.
If you suck at it, you can still win. If you suck at Hot Wheels, you're not going to win. There's just no way. But that was my honorable mention. It was kind of a slow year on games, because like neither of these games are like best of all time for me, or even top 10. But for game of the year, it might match maybe Ursul's, I don't know, potentially. And I haven't finished it, but we're halfway through the second to last chapter, and it's still getting my game of the year. It Takes Two. And the reason is because it's the most creative platformer I've played since Astro's Playroom, and that's not multiplayer. And it's very short. It's so different from like level to level, and the level design is so fun, and it's beautiful considering like the size of the characters. Like everything makes sense.
Like Toy Story.
Yeah, it really is. It's got that Toy Story charm. It's a great game to play with your significant other because it's all about relationships. And even Casey and I have gotten, a couple of reality checks from playing the game. We're like, oh shit, yeah, that's something that we might have to, think about more often. It's a great fucking game. We've got, like I said, a chapter and a half left. But I'd easily at the moment give it, since we have 0.5 increments, I would say 9.2 if I were to get technical. And I don't think it's quite 9.5 worthy. I'm gonna leave it at a 9 out of 10 for now. But once I finish it, by next episode, I might have an update. Might be like a 9.5. I don't think it's perfect, but as far as couch co-op goes, this is like absolutely the best of the best for me since like Little Big Planet 2. It's incredible. So creative. But what about you, Andrew?
Yeah, so I want to preface this by saying I did not play many 2021 games in 2021 in general. Like I just looked at I quick Google search games released in 2021. I have not played any of these games on this list. So my honorable mention is Hot Wheels though, because I think Hot Wheels was excellent arcade racer. And I haven't played it nearly as much as I played Mario Kart. That's 100% fact. But I have enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Mario Kart as an arcade racer, just because of you have to act like you said, John, you actually have to have like skill to play it. And it feels like, it's not just, oh, drift around corner, use boost, use items. Like Hot Wheels, you actually have to like think about how you're driving, because if you run into the wall in that game, you are fucked. You are completely and totally fucked if you run into the wall in that game. There is very unforgiving, very fun.
You can fly off the freaking map and drive around the stage.
You can drive around and not even realize you're missing all the checkpoints, because it doesn't make you turn around, or like Lakitu doesn't pick you up or anything. Like, it's a extremely good arcade racer. But my game of the year, and this might be kind of a weak one compared to the industry, but it's going to be Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I have played the living fuck out of that game, and maybe nostalgia has a hand in it, but it's probably the best Pokemon game they put out in quite a while, just because it sticks to the basic formula, and doesn't really have any like extravagant bullshit mixed into it like the other ones have recently. One drawback I have on it, there is no wonder trading. So there's like this thing that's been in the Pokemon game since they went 3D, where you can just randomly throw a Pokemon out in the ether and just receive a random one back. They have not put that in yet. That's coming in an update in February, I guess. So that kind of stinks. And Pokemon Home isn't integrated in, so like you can't send Pokemon between all of the Switch and 3DS games yet. But hopefully when that comes out, it'll bring it to like a 9.5, but I give it a 9. I think the music's fantastic. I know a lot of people didn't like the art style and didn't like that they gave us exactly what they told us they were going to give us, because some reviews were like, oh, 6 out of 10. I don't like the art style. I'm like, okay, you could have gone
not exactly what I expected.
It literally is the 2D pixels in 3D. Like that is literally what the art style is. It's like scaled the same and everything. So, but gripes aside, with other people's reviews, I really enjoy the shit out of this game. I've played it a ton. I have taken a little break as I am working through the other generation, so I can have at least one game finished in every gen. So then hopefully next time there's a mainline game, I can put everything I've ever gotten all into one game. But yeah, that is my game of the year.
Right. So I actually have like a little bit of a countdown for this, just because I try to play it like that's my thing. I try to play like as pretty much like all the big hitters of every year. I love having my takes on that. Me and Tana, like Tana's also super into games, so it makes it easier too. So I'll give it a top 5 actually of the year for me. And this is actually shifted around a lot. It's like my number 5 was my game of the year at one point. So I'll start it off. Number 5 is going to go to Deathloop. This game has is really, really unique. It takes the time loop concept and turns it into like a detective / like assassination game. It's super cool and super unique. It has fallen from grace in my eyes a little bit, because I realize the ending is really, really weak. And once you figure it out, there's really only one way to beat it. But the it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And I think it's a really fantastic and unique game. I think it just has fallen in my eyes a little bit because of the end, really. From there, number 4, I'm actually going to give, because I think people might be surprised by this, because I gave it a little bit of a weaker score earlier on. Is actually going to be Returnal. Returnal has actually aged very well in my eyes. I think it's probably tied with another game on this list for the best just raw feeling gameplay. And I will say to you two, this is probably the game out of the top 5 I would recommend the most to you guys. Andrew specifically, I think that you would actually love this game. Seriously, because this game is just pure gameplay. It's pure gameplay. It feels like the natural evolution of something like Resogun, but in a roguelike format. the combat is fucking chef's kiss. Like
Made by the same
Michelin's
company as Resogun, right?
Yeah. By Housemarque. The combat is like Michelin star, like chef's kiss gameplay. It feels like this perfect blend of like a roguelite, but it's like an arcade shooter. But it's really, really intense and hardcore. But really, like it puts gameplay first, and it's fantastic. I think my personal experiences with it kept it from being higher, because I beat the game really fast, like 15 hours, 10 to 15 hours. I only died like 4 times in the whole game. So that's something worth mentioning. But from there, something that has snuck up more and more in my top 5 games of the year. Number 3 is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I thought that was going to be your number 1. I thought it was going to sneak all the way to the top.
No, it's really, really good, dude. Oh God, this is seriously a huge surprise. Like fantastic game. Like I keep thinking back on this game more and more fondly. Like what an in-depth story for Guardians of the Galaxy, man. Like this game dives deep into these characters and creates such a well-written story. Seriously, fantastic dialogue. One of the best, it won best narrative at the Game Awards, and well deserved, honestly. Fan fucking tastic. The gameplay is mid, but honestly, it's worth fighting through because this game is an amazing journey. It's an epic journey. It took me like 15 hours. It's fantastic. If you're an MCU fan, if you're a Marvel fan, do yourself a favor, check this game out, especially if it goes on sale. If this is $20, fucking buy it. Moving from there, number 2 is going to be Halo Infinite. This game has a lot of problems. I'm going to just say that right now. This game has a lot of problems. In terms of, okay, maybe I'm overreacting. It doesn't have that many problems, but the campaign I don't think is the greatest thing in the world. I'd probably say the campaign is honestly like a 7 out of 10. But the battle pass and the way the microtransactions work is kind of like pretty much just one tier above like a mobile game store, which is kind of ridiculous. Like there's a lot of time gating, but my God, besides that, this game is so fucking fun to play. And that's a statement you'll hear resonated throughout like every single person that plays this game. Yeah, this game has issues, but holy fuck, is it so fun to play. Not on, I think on Xbox One, the 30 FPS definitely makes it take a hit. But holy shit, if you can play this on like a PC or like a Series X, this game is so fun. It's the most fun I've had with a multiplayer game in a long time. And that honestly is what took it up to this number 2 spot. It probably would have been like a number 5. But the multiplayer is fantastic. Seriously, fucking fantastic. Best multiplayer I've played in a long, long time. And I can't wait to just keep putting dozens and dozens of hours into this thing. I'm not a big multiplayer game guy, and I'm obsessed with this shit. But from there, my number 1 is going to It Takes Two. This game is fucking amazing. It's the only game, honestly, this year that I would probably give like above a 9 out of 10 to. This game, we didn't give a review to it, but I would give it like a 9.5. I think some of the writing is like it's not the best, but I will say everything else about, and that's a nitpick. That's a huge nitpick. Everything else about this game is fucking primo. I've never seen like, if we're talking about like per like square, like kind of like a per square inch kind of thing. Like there's so much game mechanics and so much creativity on display in this game. It is insane. And it not only does it show that creativity, it's constantly changing itself up and introducing new game mechanics. It does it in fucking co-op, and it does it in co-op so fucking well. And especially if you can play this with your like significant other, this game, and they can play it and they have the ability to play it, like this game is amazing. It's honestly one of the most magical, wonderful experiences I've had with the game. Just playing through it. It was I had a smile on my face from start to finish. Like it's so good. There's so much creativity in all the game mechanics. The most fun I've had with the platformers since Mario Galaxy, honestly. And is without a doubt the best co-op game that I've ever played, hands down. And that's deserving of something. And that's probably, something I can't say about anything else that released this year. It was the best of all time for its certain thing that it was going for. It is the best co-op game I've ever played. So It Takes Two is my game of the year, and I would say it's like a 9.5 out of 10. Seriously, fan-fucking-tastic. And if you haven't played it, find someone that you can play with and play that shit because it's amazing.
Love it. It is really amazing. I wanted to just hit that home. And dude, literally for me, it's the best co-op game since Little Big Planet 2. It's not like made for. It's good for being co-op when it's not made for being 100% co-op. Like you could play 1, 2, 3, 4 people, but yeah, this is just bar none. Like it is probably the best co-op game of all time. It's crazy. And I gotta play it. Give it another try, man.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. All right. So that wraps up our 2021 inaugural ControllerCast Awards show. So
I think 2022 is going to bring some heat.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has listened this year, who has been rocking with us through this journey that is podcasting. We appreciate every single one of you and everybody who's ever listened. It's when we started this, it was the podcast was bigger, that's for sure. And it's evolved a lot, and I think where it's at now, I'm very satisfied with. I think our content is firing on all cylinders, so I am looking forward to all the big releases we get to talk about in 2022 and to share it with you guys.
Yeah, we're getting better all the time, and I also want to thank everyone that's listened so far, especially our diehard fans that are here every single week. Love y'all. We really appreciate it. We don't necessarily do this to be huge, even though we are the best podcast of all time. We don't necessarily do it for popularity. It's kind of a hobby for us and a way to keep in touch, and it has evolved a little bit. But I'm very grateful for these guys and very grateful for everyone that listens. And it's keeping me up to date on entertainment, and that's something I love to do. So, I can't wait to review new movies, TV shows, albums, and video games for you guys next year, because it's going to be a hard-hitting year. But that's me signing off.
Yeah, and I'm kind of reiterating what these guys said. It was we've been doing this for almost a year. I think we started this at end of February or early March.
I think it was like March 6th or 7th of last year.
Yeah, so we've been coming up on a year. This is our 34th episode. We've been really good about bringing this to you almost every week, honestly, all things considered. And yeah, this has evolved a lot from how we originally went about it. I think it's moved to a place where I think it matches. It's this fine mix of trying to bring whoever listens to this a good informed opinion, but also bringing our genuine selves to it. Just from this episode, you guys have seen a lot of our inside jokes and memes coming out that you guys probably just won't get. But no, and I think I feel like we've reached a really good sweet spot between having it be a comfortable conversation and also an in-depth conversation. And I really like kind of going off what these guys said. I'm really happy with where it is, where we're leaving it off at now that we're entering 2022. And yeah, and it is a great outlet of expression for me, and a great hobby and a great way to keep up with these guys, and I love that there's people that do talk to me about this, in real life, people that in my personal life that literally the guy there's a friend of mine that has moved in, and he's going to be doing his clinical rotations here. He was here for a few months. He's constantly mentioning stuff to me about this pod. We were talking about Dune yesterday and how we're just memeing on Duncan, Idaho, and it's like, it's those small moments and those small memes that I'm glad that people have mentioned that, hey, that part was really funny and that was really great. It puts a smile on my face when I hear those things. And I always love hopping on and talking to these guys about some random shit every week. I'm excited to see what 2022 brings us, because I think it is going to be a jam-packed year, not just for things that are released, but also for our personal lives, clearly for John.
Not on the horizon, no doubt.
But that is the best of 2021. That's me signing off, and we will be back with the next episode, picking things back up as usual. That's Ursel signing off.
Andrew signing off.
Happy New Year's, guys. John signing off. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.